And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome live inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. Kendall Grayson with you as always, and thank you for tuning in tonight. Thanks for joining us. This game has been delayed at the start, and I believe it was due to the traffic problems outside with the football game going on next door. And so fans continuing to slowly trickle in, but the puck drop has been pushed back 30 minutes, so that's if you're just joining the stream, that's the reason why it was a 6:05 start and it hasn't started yet. Now they may be trying to move things up a little quickly as we see Coach Harrison and his support staff make their way out to the bench. It is 6:21. We were told about half an hour, but we do have 3:38 on the clock winding down. And so regardless, we will be ready to go whenever these two teams are ready to hit the ice, even if it's a few minutes before the delayed time at 6:30. Well, we thank you for tuning in tonight. Really appreciate it as always. Of course, with the Thunderbirds playing behind enemy lines last night, dropped the game. Final score is 6-3, falling to 2-7. Blue Ridge in the win. They improved to 5-4, and the series flips across state lines tonight as the Thunderbirds return home. It is their Camo night promotion, so a lot of people around the arena sporting the hunting Camo colors, and we always like the fans to participate. The officials, they've had a long night already as they were just trying to get things taken care of downstairs about when the start time would be and how this would all work. And so they are now greeted. They shut the lights out, and we will take a listen to this building come to life as it always does before the Thunderbirds hit the ice on home ice. They put the red floodlights on. The smoke is already filling, and we will step back and let you hear the sights and sounds when this team hits the ice. It will be Dyson Skinner in the net tonight, Anthony Schrum on the other side. And so Dyson Skinner will look for his first win of the season. Was a great guest on the Coach Harry show earlier this week. We thank him for joining us. We were live at Earl's downtown. We'll be at Dave & Buster's next week. But Dyson Skinner did a great job speaking, interacting with the fans, taking questions, and he will be the starter in tonight's game. Boris Babick dropped the game last night, fell to 2-4 on the season. And so, once again, Coach Harrison will use each of his two netminders this weekend. Puck drop on the way as we are in a bit of a quick pregame show. The Bobcats hit the ice in their white sweaters. And we will wait the entrance for the Thunderbirds in their home black sweaters tonight as we get ready for the opening period of tonight's game. We'll have the national anthem presented as always by American Elevator Company. The Geico Winston-Salem starting lineup this evening. The Pine Tree Tavern first period. We will have that for you also. 5 power play goals surrendered against in the game last night for the Thunderbirds. They would certainly like to get off to a better start in the game. They gave up a goal early in the opening minute. And they'll take the ice now. Here they come. And so that's the Geico Winston-Salem starting lineup. The youth starters of the game will follow. It's Roman Kramer, Gus Ford, Zach White. On defense, Don Carter. And Timothy Smirnoff in his second career game. Dyson Skinner is the starter. The Geico Winston-Salem starting lineup. Thanks for tuning in. We will have the puck drop coming up in just a few moments. Past our 6:05 advertised start time. If you're just joining us, this game was delayed at the beginning. And so almost ready to go here for the national anthem. And then the call of the Pine Tree Tavern, first period. And with that, we are ready for the Pine Tree Tavern first period on this Saturday night in Winston-Salem Twin City Thunderbirds hockey as the Thunderbirds go for win number 3 on the year. It'll also be win number 3 on home ice if they could find it tonight. It's Roman Kramer with Gus Ford and Zach White on the first line. Line number 2 will be Liam Blomqvist with Jan Salak and Yuri Pestuka, the third line. Jacob Schnapp back in the lineup after the one-game suspension. Centering that line, Nate Keeley. He also returns. Did not play in last night's game. Was out due to an illness. John Butita. Michael Mania, the extra forward. On defense is Josh Schlegers with James Farmer. Dion Dimke in a pairing with Cade Hanley. Don Carter paired with Timothy Smirnoff. That's the pairing that will start the game. And it's number 31, Dyson Skinner, in goal. Here we go. Opening puck drop of tonight's game. And pulling it back towards the defensive blue line. They will now play quickly down the ice. The Thunderbirds go to chase it down. In behind the netminder, Anthony Schramm. Schramm wears 83 for this Bobcats squad. Here's a turnover created with a play from Zach White. Goes the far side. And we'll see if the Thunderbirds can find it from there. Bounced in. No, just wide of the net as it was bounced in towards the goal from the blue line. Took an weird little hop there right out in front of the cage and then went to the far side post. And that one just missed. A good opportunity early on. And here come the Bobcats the other way. They'll look to play it. And they fire it on Skinner, and he makes his opening save of the night. So it's one shot on goal so far, each side. And crossing back over is Danny Martin, the former Thunderbird. Back behind the cage. Martin now wipes it around to the near side. Long shot, Radchenko, and that's blocked. Don Carter. He looks to play here behind his goal, far side of the building. Thunderbirds will try to track it down. It rolls slowly out towards center, and then from the red line, it's played from there. As the Bobcats reload, they fire ahead, and finally underway here in tonight's game. It was a 6-3 loss on the road last night for the Thunderbirds. They look to change the tie tonight. They're onside. Long shot towards the goal, and this one missed. Hit the glass and kept moving. See if they can find it now back behind the net. They'll drift possession to the far side corner with Liam Blomquist spinning around. He was shaken up in last night's game, so good to see him back out there tonight. Jan Salak, and taking a side. Salak scored last night. Here come the Bobcats. Long shot is up and off the top of the glass. Settles back down though. Salak scoring in 1937 of the third period last night of the power play. And that made it 6-3. Back behind the net. Dion Demke looks for it. Thunderbirds will find it and look to move it from the defensive territory, and they'll do that now. Goes out to the red line, making changes each way with 17:52 remaining in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Grabbed by James Farmer. Farmer back behind the net to find Hanley. Hanley up towards Butita. Butita plays along. And down the rink it goes. Here's Keeley. Keeley in the near side corner. Back behind the goal, and he took a big check. Stays on his skates as he was run into there behind the net. And there's a big hit from Jacob Schnapp. The fans will like that. James Farmer drops it in from the neutral zone. Schnapp with another check. There's a hit from Butita. This team coming out strong with some energy tonight. Here's Sleggers to move the pass along to Farmer, and he got run into by Butita. They didn't see each other there. Some friendly fire there in the neutral zone. Goes back to Blue Ridge in the defensive territory. They now move out to the logo at center. Look out, they'll stretch one out top of the far side circle. They fire off the side of the net as Josh Sleggers was getting back to play defense. And the Thunderbirds will find it. Onside Ford, left it at the line, and this is going to be called back for an offside. So we had continuous action there. 16:43 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Thunderbirds last night trailing. They cut the lead in half at 2-1 at 13:10 of the second period. And then 3 consecutive power play goals from the Bobcats to take control in the matchup. Much better start so far. Here's Carter onside, top of the near side circle. So he looks to play it along. In front, they shoot one, and that was chopped at by Roman Kramer. It was blocked. So here comes Blue Ridge the other way. Skating back, defender Smirnov. Timothy Smirnov in his second career game in the FPHL. He gets tied up beneath the goal line, stands up and plays along. Kramer finds White. White holding on to it. They go in front of the net. They fire one here, and it just missed from Gus Ford. And with 16:12 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period, the best opportunity of the night so far. For the Thunderbirds, it will remain a scoreless tie. As we always do each and every game, and we'll keep you updated on the out-of-town scoreboard report. It's Indiana 1 and Port Huron 1 in the first period. Puck drop in half an hour between Athens and Binghamton. Also a 7:05 puck drop for Biloxi and Columbus. And finally, Watertown playing host to Danbury this evening. Chopped into the corner. We'll see if Twin City can find it from there. It's moved out towards the center ice red line, found there by Jan Salak. Back and forth it goes. It's Denver Craig. He'll play it far side, looking to move it around Demke. Now it goes down behind the goal line and back behind the net. Tyson Skinner looks onto the far side corner. It's chipped out towards center ice. It's played ahead by Yuri Pastuka. Back into the defensive end again for Skinner. Back behind him. Here's Hanley. Kate Hanley takes a look, snaps it right up the ice, and then it's dropped onside from Salak. Wants Michael Maney to race after it. Speedy player out there, and He'll go play now behind the goal line. Bumps it right there, looking for a one-timer from Salak, and it stays out. As they couldn't chop it towards the goal. Here's Brezko onside for the Bobcats, shooting one through all types of traffic, and it hits the glass and stays out. Milan Brezko entered the weekend with 5 career goals. Here in the FPHL, Jacob Schnapp back on the ice. He's out there with Keeley, who's racing in. Nate Keeley back in the lineup. Schnapp as well. As I mentioned, each of those players missed last night's game for different reasons. 1 game suspension served by Jacob Schnapp. They'll look to play it out with Keeley. Goes away from Schnapp down the ice here. And we'll see if Sleggers can find it. There's a check applied. Near side, they're looking to find it. Luke Dobles is out of tonight's game, by the way. 2-game suspension for his slew footing penalty last night at Hitachi Energy Arena. Back behind the goal. Good continuous action right now in the hockey game. 14:30 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Collected and played ahead by Josh Sleggers. He looks up, zips it along to find Jacob Schnapp way high in the air here. And Roman Kramer, he has to wait on it and then settles a bouncing puck. They'll lift it onside. And with the Bobcats looking for possession, they have it. They'll move it out towards the center ice red line. It's found by Gus Ford. Ford goes off the back end, drops it down behind the net. Shots on goal still showing as 2-1, favoring the Thunderbirds. They had Ford lurking out in front of the goal, couldn't get it to him. So it's Danny Martin onside, swings the pass. Ferosith kicked out with a purpose there from Dyson Skinner. And a good save here early on for him. So shots even up at 2-2, and will be due for the media timeout of the next stoppage. First period moving along nicely. Here's an onside play from Smirnov. Rips it just wide of the goal with a long shot. Play to the side of the circle. Here's the Bobcats moving it out over the logo at center ice. Here they come 3-on-3 as they break it onside. Long shot, and this time this one missed. Dyson Skinner, another one. This time a stick save, and it's up and out of play. All right, media timeout, so we'll step aside here on the broadcast. Thanks so much for tuning in. We are scoreless here in the Pine Tree Tavern, first period.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Two pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS 5 off. Cotton & Crate, two pillows, endless possibilities.
Welcome back inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. Kendall Grayson with you, Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. The shots on goal. Counter is now in favor of Blue Ridge at 3-2, but we are scoreless as we return from the opening media timeout of the evening. Played out towards center immediately. Here goes Michael Mania quickly up the left wing. He's run into, had a check applied to him, and then Jan Salak throws his weight around. They look to steal here behind the net. Mania's open in front. Can they get it to him? He's searching for it. It's batted away. And they'll find it along the near side boards. Here's Salak. Stick handling high in the zone. Flips it down low. Mania pressed along the boards. Stayed on his skates and lost possession of it. So the Bobcats will get it again. So Blue Ridge looks to play in from the neutral zone. And down the rink collected here by Dyson Skinner. He flips it along. And it's Yuri Pastuka. He's moved off the puck by Denver Craig. But it's found though by Cade Hanley. Indirect pass there as he knew Dion Demke was waiting for him, and so he's able to find a way to get it to him. And it went to Schnapp, then back to Hanley. Boutita looking across onside, just along the blue line. 12-18 remaining in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Down he goes, back in behind the goal line. James Farmer open the near side corner, and he'll rip a pass along to Josh Slegers. Slegers turn it over the far side circle. Chance in front, and they squeeze it off the glass. And that was Heitzner with the opportunity. He had 2 in last night's game. It's Butita, rolled on him. They look to get it back, though. John Butita faked one way, gave the pass to Schnapp, powers his way towards the goal. They center one here. Keeley fires one. It's blocked as Anthony Schrum put a pad on it from the near side. Just inside the line, they couldn't hold the zone there with Josh Slegers. And so chasing it down will be James Farmer. He takes a bump and continues along. It's been all 5-on-5 hockey so far with 11.5 to play in our Pine Tree Tavern first period. Goes back behind the goal. Tyson Skinner takes a peek. And then Gus Ford, good pass to find Farmer. Farmer up they go to Roman Kramer. Kramer up the wing. Zach White onside, thrown down, lost it. And he stands back up along the center ice red line now as they have to get back the other way. Here's Martin, and he fires one. Good save made by Skinner. It's free. Rolling puck, nearly taken away by Roman Kramer as he's swatting at it. And it falls down. Here's Andrioli. Long shot. Skinner has it. No problem. Covers it. And that leads us to a stoppage. So shots on goal now 5-3, favoring the visitors. Defensive zone face-off on the way here for the Thunderbirds. Down it goes, and we're back. Gonna go looking for to the near side corner. Now back behind the goal as Don Carter has pressure to him. Back behind the net. Taken away eventually there by Smirnov, and then a long shot, look out here. It was redirected right in front of the goal, and a great save made by Dyson Skinner. Phenomenal reaction time there. It's back up to Smirnov. Across he goes, and it goes right through the skates. The pass went through the legs of Zach White. Here's Kramer. Roman Kramer turns, chips it down low, and it just missed. Anthony Schrum looks on as the Bobcats will find it along the near side boards. Carson Andrioli is able to alleviate some pressure and move it out to the center ice red line. We are halfway gone in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. 10 minutes. Number 10, Gus Ford makes a nice move off the backhand. He throws it wide of the goal. Taken by Blue Ridge. Could be trouble. 3-on-2 develops from center. They'll get a change across the ice, so Andrioli slides it back to Daniel Klinecki. Former Thunderbird, high in the zone. One-timer on the way. It's blocked in front of the goal, and Twin City will locate it. Yuri Pastuka out to center. Pastuka swings the pass, looking for a play to Liam Blomqvist. It goes up and out of play with 9:37 remaining in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. We are still scoreless. We'll step aside and be right back.
Best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwynn Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwynn Services. One call does it all.
Every car gets warning lights, but did you know the color actually means something too? Red indicates an issue that requires immediate attention. Orange indicates a less urgent issue, like a vehicle service requirement. Blue and green give you information on lights and indicators. The more you know with Flow.
Welcome back inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena, Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. And we thank you for tuning in tonight as the Thunderbirds look for win number 3 on this 25-26 regular season campaign. We have 9:37 remaining in the opening period. Hanley off the face-off through a screen. That shot goes wide of the goal. Shots are now 7-4, favoring Blue Ridge. Near side is grabbed here by Demke. Dion Demke throws it out to Gus Ford. Ford looks to bring it back the other way. Played though by Kramer and then White onside. Demke bumps it up top. Hanley open near side. A one-timer, no. Gus Ford couldn't handle the pass there. He wanted it. And Hanley just didn't get it quite in his wheelhouse. Hanley now back skating. Now skating ahead as it's a break the other way. They fire one wide of the goal. That was Denver Craig who missed on that breakaway. Sort of a partial breakaway that ended up being a full one there. 1-on-2 the other way. So Thunderbirds will survive. They look to take it away, and they'll find it here with Ford. Kramer's open in front. Kramer now trying to search for it. And off the backhand, he goes to the side of the net. 8 minutes and 38 seconds left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Scoreless hockey here at the Fairgrounds in Winston-Salem. Heitzner swings a pass, look out. They'll shoot one, and Skinner's got it. Good job there from Dyson Skinner. He's looking for his first win of the season in his fourth appearance. And he's been tested a few times already, and he's had the answer each and every time. That was the 8th shot of the night for the visiting Bobcats. And the 8th save to match for the goaltender. Defensive zone face-off, and it's swatted at. It's pushed high in the zone. So just inside the blue line, the Bobcats will drop it further in the zone. Back behind the net, Selako's looking for it, but he missed it. They center it out in front here. Could be trouble, and it was, but Selako will settle things down, and he moves along to Yuri Pestuka. Pestuka over to Sleggers, and then dropped onside with the help from Liam Blomquist. Stolen behind the net. Schrum's out of position as the Thunderbirds go looking for it. Far side corner. They'll bump it out. No shot. There it is. Rolling free. It's loose. They slap at it. Covered up by Schrum. And they give him the whistle with 7:55 left to go now in the opening frame. Well, we saw one scrum that I think fans certainly will think back to last night. And that was at 13:45 of the Flow's second period. Luke Doble's a slew-footing match penalty, and he's serving a 2-game suspension for that. And that was on the road last night. So far, it's been pretty clean after the whistles this evening. Lots of time to go, though. Back behind the goal as we're back, near side. Now it goes across the ice with Keeley looking to take possession. He's kicking at it. There's a check from Schnapp. Carter with it, near side, one-timer from Smirnov is blocked. And that's Timofey Smirnov, just his second game here in the FPHL for the Thunderbirds. A couple of previous games with Quad City, the SPHL. Now it's covered up, down by the far side dasher, then it's slapped out to center. So Twin City plays along here, and now they move it down the rink. No icing, though, with nearly 13 minutes gone by in the opening period tonight. Now towards center. Here's White. Tried to drive it off the backhand to play it further down the rink, and instead, course, they reverse course the other way. And given a side. So now it's Blue Ridge taking control after a turn of Radchenko, and on goal. Good save made by Skinner. There they go. Zach White powers his way onside. Kramer's open. Tried to chip it down low to Gus Ford, and it was blocked. So back the other way. Bobcats. They try to find Martin with a pass. And down behind the goal line it goes. Shots on goal 9-5 favoring Blue Ridge. Here's Ford. Gus Ford onside with Kramer. Ford fires one and moved away by Anthony Schrum. There's a check applied, and here come the Bobcats the other way. They'll step onside with it. And no shot. Back behind the net. Now to the near side. Looking to play it. Schrum's looking to win for the 4th time this season in goal. And we'll see if Dyson Skinner can win for the first. Mercurio waiting onside. They center one. And it goes across the zone. So now Twin City with speed, and here's Michael Mania bursting towards the net. Oh, and a save made there by Schrum as he looked to cross back over and slide it through the pads. Found by the Bobcats. They drop it onside. Here's Farmer. James Farmer settles it down, holding on to it. That was now the 7th shot of the game for the Thunderbirds. Farmer waiting. Nice deceptive move there. Holds it on the forehand. Chips it along to Michael Mania. Twin City steps onside with it. Now to the near side corner. Back behind the goal. Blue Ridge to it, and they slide it over the center ice red line. Taken aside there by Farmer. Farmer flips it along. Down behind the goal line. Farmer looks on, and we'll see if the Thunderbirds can get it again. Back out towards center. Block the blue line. Here we go. Chance down low. Twin City looks to center it with Jacob Schnapp, and he's tied up after the pass was blocked, and they continue down behind the goal line. Keeley pushes it up high to Farmer. Long shot on the way. That was blocked well out in front of the goal. Here come the Bobcats. They cross 3-on-2 over the blue line and picked off. Could have numbers the other way, and that would have been a 2-on-1, but it was intercepted. And Dyson Skinner, sensing trouble, will bring us to a media timeout. So we are still scoreless here in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. And waiting on the opening goal of the night. Shots on net, now 10-7, favoring the Bobcats. But it's a media timeout. Step aside and be right back.
Being your best is hard. You got to take care of yourself. You got your husband.
Let's put in a pool. For the kids.
For the kids.
Forget the car. How about a motorcycle?
And if you own a business?
We need servers from, this century.
Yeah.
At a Legacy Federal Credit Union, we're committed to helping you be your best you. Whether it's with an unbeatable car loan rate, home equity line of credit, or small business help.
Who's the best?
Visit alegacy.org for our best rates.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pinebrook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
.431 left to go in the opening period of tonight's game. We are scoreless. And I ran through the out-of-town scoreboard report earlier. How about this for an in-town score just across the street? Wake is beating Carolina 21-9 on the gridiron in the third quarter. Far side of the building as we're back. We'll see if Ford can locate it. Bobcats have it long shot. This one goes wide. Actually hopped up on the top of the boards and took a funny bounce. But back playing again. And look to move it from the defensive zone way high in the air from center ice. And down it goes. This will be chipped down the ring. Dyson Skinner takes a step out of the goal. Then he turns, fires off the backhand of the goal stick as they look to complete the indirect pass. And they will. Onside, Zach White tried to squeeze one out in front of the goal. There's Roman Kramer crashing in, looking to surprise a Bobcat well out in front of Anthony Schrum. Shots are 11-7. And the Bobcats will wait back behind the net. Here they come. They move left to right in the first period in these white sweaters. Home black and red and white jerseys for the Thunderbirds. Demke looks to play. Instead, it's away from him. Now Roman Kramer goes off the backhand, throws it off the glass, and down the rink it goes. Yuri Pestuka swatting around trying to find it. 150 career goals in the FPHL. That was accomplished last weekend. Congratulations to him. Blue Ridge with plenty of time to work from the defensive territory. Here they go. 17 minutes gone by in the first period. And good defensive effort there at the blue line. Twin City was not going to allow that advance towards their net. Dyson Skinner has to make a save from the neutral zone. And now it's Cade Hanley stopping behind the goal. Bobcats get it from the turnover. They'll hold on to it. Up high they go. Near side, a one-timer, and that was blocked partially by Dion Demke. Finishes down behind the net, off the back of the goal. They'll grab it from there. One-timer on the way. Jacob Schnapp tried to block it. It got through him somehow, and Dyson Skinner was ready for it. So shots are now 13-7 in favor of Blue Ridge. this game's got good pace to it, moving along nicely. It's been all 5-on-5 so far. That certainly helps as we were delayed to start the game. But moving along, I think Thunderbirds, for the most part, liked their game on 5-on-5 last night, but unfortunately, the specialty teams really were the difference in that one. And here's a turnover from the face-off. John Butita, and from center, here he goes. Tried to find Jacob Schnapp on the pass and just missed him. Nice burst of speed in from center ice there from Butita. 92 berth here. Here's Sleggers, moves it to Farmer, back to Sleggers. Josh Sleggers off the boots, the captain they call Boots, John Butita, hit him right in the skates, played along. There's a nice little check in front of the home bench from Josh Sleggers. Near side now for James Farmer. Farmer looking to move it along. It's Butita searching for it, then back the other way for Farmer. And they'll lift it onside here and likely get at least a partial change. Keeley making a swap. Rolls out in front of the goal, covered up by the goaltender for tonight's game, number 83, Anthony Schrum of the Blue Ridge Bobcats. So we have 1:41 left to go in the Pine Tree Tavern first period. Coming up in the first intermission break, we will have our intermission programming, including part one of an interview with Coach Harry and Dyson Skinner from earlier this week in the Coach Harry Show. We hope you enjoy that. We're back towards the net from Smirnoff, blocked, and the rebound chop just wide there from Zach White. Well, White got the Thunderbirds on the board in last night's game. He tipped in a long shot from Don Carter to make it 2-1 in the second period. Gus Ford and Jan Salak also scored last night. Not enough, though. And we'll see if the Thunderbirds can get the offense cranked up here. They got Ford behind the goal, centers, and that was whacked towards the net again from Timothy Smirnoff. They'll go ahead with it. Thunderbirds have numbers down low. Here we go. They look to center one out in front, and the Bobcats located it. They found it. They'll move it down the ice, and they'll be called for icing. So 58 seconds remaining in the opening 20 minutes. Faceoff comes back down to our left following the icing infraction called to Blue Ridge. From the face-off, Thunderbirds will look for it, but it's played first by Blue Ridge, and they'll have room to work it out towards the center ice red line. They'll step onside with Stuckless late in the period, flipped off the glass. And here's Farmer to find it. James Farmer, head fake, streaking in from center up the left wing, and the pass just went off the edge of the stick there from Nate Keeley. Otherwise, would have been a clean look, I think, towards the goal. Scoreless in the final minute of this Pine Tree Tavern first period. Shots on goal are 13-10 favoring Blue Ridge. There's a play from Yuri Pastuca off the backhand, moves it out to Jan Salak at center, back to James Farmer. Farmer holding on to it, up the left wing he goes. And they trap it in front of the visitors' penalty box. Salak looking for his line mate Jacob Schnapp. Missed him though, 5 seconds left in the period, look out, trouble brewing and taken away the last second. Thunderbirds have it, and we'll go to the break in a scoreless tie. All right, so Twin City tonight with a much better effort, I'd say, in the opening 20 minutes. They were down 2-0 on the road last night with an even strength goal and a power play goal netted by the Bobcats. Kyle Heitzner had both back in the first period of last night's game. Tonight, though, Dyson Skinner appears to be in command in net. He's looking really good so far, and it's been a nice performance from him. And the team certainly playing with some energy and a jump that I'm not sure they had the same type of energy in last night's game, at least early on. They were swinging some hits around here in this first period, and they'll go to the locker room with, again, a scoreless tie as we go to the intermission. And so we see that now on the top of the screen. If you're watching on the video portion, we have the intermission showing. 20 minutes go up there, and so that's roughly how long it'll take as they start the clock now. So if you're on the audio side of things, It'll be roughly 20 minutes before we get going for the Flow second period. Again, we will step aside and have our intermission programming for you in the break. I will also come back and we'll have a quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard report and a quick recap of the opening 20 minutes of tonight's game. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. As always, we appreciate it, and we hope that you stick around for the remaining minutes of the game. We've got one period gone tonight, and these two teams battling for the second night in a row. They are scoreless after one.
Looking for more than a job? At Flow Automotive, we're building careers and futures. Whether you're starting in service, sales, or support, you're joining a team built on trust and driven by purpose. We invest in your growth with hands-on training, mentorship, and clear paths to advance. Every role matters, and every day you help deliver the Flow experience. Looking for something outside of the showroom? Our management services team is where creative, operational, and support professionals thrive. We provide care for the whole person with employee pricing, wellness programs, scholarship programs for children of employees, and comprehensive benefits that grow with you. Flow Automotive is guided by ethics, powered by people, and committed to your future. Start your journey with Flow Automotive. Your path starts here. Let's grow together.
April 21st, 2009. Dear Amy, today your life is going to change forever. At 5 p.m., you will give birth to a little boy, almost 3 months premature. When a doctor tells you that your little baby has a brain bleed. And the hardest part is when you pack up to go home from the hospital, he won't. But he won't be alone. And all the doctors and nurses at Atrium Health are going to take such good care of him. And they'll reassure you that there's no better place for him to be. But as time passes, you'll begin to understand this child is special. He'll fall in love with soccer, training to someday join the U.S. Paralympic team. This little boy is not only alive, he's thriving. And believe me when I say, everything is going to be okay. How do I know? Because I am you. 13 years later. Sincerely, Amy Wilotica.
I'm James Farmer from the Twin City Thunderbirds. We like to do stuff in the community all the time, come out to schools, come out, help teach some kids, have some fun with the kids, come teach them about hockey, help them out with gym class, just have a good time. So we love to get involved in the community and just give back a little bit where we can, because we appreciate our fans, we appreciate the city and all the support we get, so we try to do what we can to give back a little bit.
Gunny's telling you to bring your toys to Tots for hockey games this weekend. Hey Boris, what are you doing?
Hey, packing joy for the holidays.
Is that for Toys for Tots?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Toys for Tots. The last day to bring in your toys to our games is December 12th. Flock together.
Go Birds.
Just before we start, today's a pretty special day here. It's a national holiday, and I just want to. I don't know if there's any veterans here in the audience, but I'd like to say thank you for your service and everything you do. I think everybody's kind of touched. I'm personally touched. My son-in-law, he was there, and my father-in-law was also there, and my wife's uncle and cousin, and so I kind of hung around with a lot of veterans for a few years there, and I know what they've done for the country, but also for the families who when they're away, what they do and all that. So I know it's a special day, so I just want to say thank you to them and what they mean to not just me, but to the team. And as I said, I want the team to say thank you for everything that they've done for us, so for us to be where we are today.
So, Coach, we talked about the Friday game and the loss, but you're able to turn it around and get a nice win on home ice on Saturday. But unfortunately, a similar start to the game in that Columbus gets a power play goal and gets on the board about 5 minutes in. But I think a big difference was the specialty teams there in night 2 that helped you turn things around. You get power play goals back-to-back after that, and you take a 2-1 lead. And I think for you it must have been just a much different feeling and a much different opening period of that game.
Well, we had a good meeting, I thought, before the game, and we talked about, again, not doing the same things and changing your mentality and changing warm-up a little bit. It's the will to prepare to win. It's not just the will to win. It's the will to prepare to win. And I think some guys, they're there early, but are they preparing enough to do the job? And if what you're doing isn't getting you as prepared, and that our starts weren't good, so we had to change things up. And as I said, I think the meeting, what I said is, like, even myself, I change something up. I changed the way I went to the rink that day. I told everybody I had a baseball cap on. I don't wear them very much. I even had it on backwards, for God's sakes. And I won't tell you what the warden said about it, but that's another story. But no, you have to change something. And as I said, in warm up, some guys like to do this or do that. Well, change it up. Like get yourself better prepared. And what I really liked about when they scored that goal, and I didn't see any panic on the bench. I didn't see. The guys were like, okay, let's get going. That's nothing, and so I didn't see the letdown, I guess, that we've seen probably in the couple games before that, where all of a sudden, oh boy, is another one coming. So I really like the way that we started. I like the way that the demeanor after the goal that they scored, and as I said, I thought we responded very well with it.
And so you get those power play goals. I know that's something that we had talked about in previous weeks, that power play maybe a little bit of a slow start, and all of a sudden it's really what you are riding behind to give you that lead there in the first period.
Well, and those things take time too. As I said, we've had a mixture of players who have played on each power play unit. And, we stacked it one time, we didn't stack it, we split them up again, and so we just hadn't got a real good feel for it. I thought we had a lot of good chances, and again. The lady luck wasn't on our side, and as I said, we were getting chances and not scoring, and those things are defeating too. So I thought Saturday night things just kind of came together, and the guys kind of relaxed a little bit and played their game. And as I said, with the talent that we have up front, you expect it's going to click sometime. And as I said, the Saturday night was a good night.
And so 19 shots on goal there in the first period. You give up a power play goal there early in the second period, but once again you see a response with your team in that second period. Michael Mania scores for the first time this season, and Liam Blomquist had scored the previous night. And we can just kind of stop right there because Mania gets another one in that game. But I think that was good for those two players to get on the board. Blomquist with his first game with you guys there on Friday, but then Michael Mania that's been there's been signs, obviously you can see on the ice, you knew that was coming. But then he's able to give you two there on Saturday night, and I thought just a really good weekend for both those players.
Well, the 3 years, 2 years, just over 2 years I've been here, obviously, we have Gus and Whitey and the two Czechs and, Kramer and that, and we rely on those guys to give us points a lot, but you know what? It's when Boots and Nate and other guys are, as you say, like Mania now, and even Hippo scored one in the empty net for us and has given us good minutes. So you have to have secondary scoring. We get into the playoffs. It's not just a lot of times that first line is taken away because the other team is really watching them, and same as us on the other side, we're watching their first line and taking them away hopefully. So you need the secondary scoring, and especially during the long season. Some nights it's just not going in, and it doesn't matter how many chances we get. We showed that with our the one line there for a couple games there. We had 100 chances and couldn't score. So it's always great to get that secondary scoring, and it takes the pressure off of everybody. It's even nice to see a defenseman jump in every once in a while, get a couple points or get a couple assists, and it helps balance things out, and everybody just kind of relaxes a little bit.
And Dyson, when you're not playing, you're sitting there on the bench. What's it like to just, are you one that likes to talk with your teammates? Are you kind of more relaxed? Like, obviously you have to contribute. You're not playing, obviously, that night, but right. There's got to be some contributions you're making. I'm just wondering, are you very talkative, or how does that go when you're not in the net?
Well, I feel like I'm talkative even on the ice. Yeah. I feel like I'm talking, trying to talk to my teammates, tell them what I'm seeing, tell them what I'm not seeing, look at this, whatever it may be. But especially when I'm not playing. I try to pull guys over that aren't, on the ice currently and tell them to watch what their D are doing or watch what their forwards are doing or try this instead of that, whatever it might be, just anything I can really to help the team out.
And sometimes, I ask him and other players too. When you're coaching and you're trying to teach and you're trying to change lines, and we've had a couple of times this year where I've mixed and matched, and it's not like you just say next line go and the next line goes. And you miss things, especially when you want to talk to people when they come off the ice and they, oh geez, what happened? And I rely on him, 40 and the older guys to know. And as I said, the one thing about goalies, they got a great perspective. Either they're on the bench watching or they're on the ice for the full 60 minutes. And so they probably get a more perspective of the game. They're closer than anybody, so they see a lot of things, and they see maybe even up close and personal of how players are or how they're feeling or they're nervous or whatever. So his insight is a great attribute that I have. And as I said, I talk to them, the goalies, quite a bit about just different things like that and what they can contribute, not just when they're in the goal, but when they're out of the goal.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Two pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS5OFF. Cotton & Crate. Two pillows, endless possibilities.
Introducing Flow Rewards, the exclusive rewards program for Flow Automotive customers. With Flow Rewards, every vehicle purchase and service visit earns you points towards future maintenance on your vehicle. To start earning and redeeming Flow Rewards points, download Flow Garage, make an account, and add your vehicle. If your account is already set up with your vehicle, you'll start earning rewards points automatically. Add family members to your household to earn Flow Rewards points together. Don't miss out. Download the Flow Garage app to start earning Flow Rewards points with your next service visit or vehicle purchase.
And welcome back inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena for our first intermission break. Thank you, as always, everyone, for tuning in. If you're watching on the video side of things, you see that we have just under 7 minutes before we will get going for the Flow second period. We have no score to report here in the building tonight. It is scoreless through the opening 20 minutes of play, and shots on goal favoring Blue Ridge at 13-10. Out-of-town scoreboard report, as we'll take a look around the FPHL this evening. It's Port Huron 2 and Indiana 1 in the second period. No score between Athens and Binghamton. Also no score between Biloxi and Columbus. And coming up later on, about 15 minutes, Danbury will hit the road to face off against Watertown. We'll have a look at the league standings as we see that now on the video side of things. It's Athens leading the way. On the Continental side, Monroe in second, PD in third, Columbus in fourth, Biloxi in fifth, and the Thunderbirds find themselves in sixth place, a record of 2-7. They have 6 points as well. And remember, a regulation win, unlike the National Hockey League, a regulation win in the FPHL is good for 3 points rather than 2 in the standings. And so the Thunderbirds will be chasing points number 7, 8, and 9 in tonight's game. Baton Rouge is in seventh. On the other side of the Empire Division, It's Binghamton leading the way with 26 points. Port Huron right behind. Blue Ridge in third, and they entered last night's game in 5th place, so they jumped all the way from 5th to 3rd. Still early on here in the FPHL season, and so that's certainly easier to do rather than later in the standings when you've got more of a sample size. So they jumped from 5th to 3rd in the win last night. And Danbury in 4th, Topeka in 5th, Watertown in 6th, and Indiana in 7th. So that is a look at the out-of-town scoreboard report and the standings from around the FPHL. We will keep the scoreboard report in town on this next update, and literally in town right across the parking lot. Big event going on with Wake Forest playing at North Carolina. It's 21-9 still for the Demon Deacons with 12:52 left to go in the 4th quarter in that matchup. That game can be seen on the CW network. So last night it was a 6-3 loss behind enemy lines for the Thunderbirds, and tonight no score through the opening period of play. Next weekend, the Thunderbirds back on home ice again. They will play a total of 3 consecutive games at home, including tonight's game. After having that road game last night, they had the 2 games against Columbus on home ice the previous weekend. So it's PD for back-to-back games next weekend. And that was the opponent for the Thunderbirds on opening weekend as they played the Ice Cats back-to-back games on Friday and Saturday. They'll do it again. Friday night's game at 7:35 and Saturday's game at 6:05. And then it is a road trip and a very long one for the Thunderbirds to finish out the month of November right after Thanksgiving on Black Friday. Twin City is behind enemy lines up in Danbury, Connecticut. And then a matchup against Binghamton on the second game of that road trip. So that's a long road trip that's coming up. But, of course, they will be back on home ice again next weekend. For tickets, you can go to WSFairgrounds.com. And you can also call the box office during box office hours. You can visit Ticketmaster.com as well. As we hear the applause, and the reason for that is Coach Harry and his support staff are back out on the ice. They will head to the bench and get ready to go for the second period. But WSFairgrounds.com, Ticketmaster.com, or you can call 336-727-2236 for tickets for next weekend and for every game. Every home game for the regular season. The officials returning now. We'll step aside quickly for our audio listeners. This will be about a minute and a half, our normal media timeout stoppage. So we'll step aside and then come back and call the second period. But after one, no score on the board between Blue Ridge and Twin City.
2 pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS5OFF. Cotton & Crate, 2 pillows, endless possibilities.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
The Thunderbirds return for the Flow second period, and they will switch ends of the building, and so now we will see the good guys advancing left to right with Dyson Skinner, the goaltender, on the other side. It's Anthony Schrum, number 83. Hunter Veristic won the game last night in goal for Blue Ridge, improved to 2-2 on the season. And Dyson Skinner in search of his first win of the year. Face off the logo at center. We gave you the recap of the first period during the break, and no penalties to report from the first period. It was all 5-on-5. All right, close second period is now underway. Bobcats pull it back into the defensive end. They move right to left, and they'll fire onside, and this will be stopped. And so they bring this back as they did make the center ice red line. So 19:49 left to go in our middle period. Face off the right circle, moved away from Gus Ford. And he'll be found here by Roman Kramer. Now to Ford, drops it back, no one there but Don Carter holding on to it. Flips it into an open corner. It's found by Ford. He leaves it for Roman Kramer. Centers in front. They whack at it. It's loose. Looking to find it. No one with it. And then the Bobcats will find it and move it out to center. And it's Damon Ferosa. Dropped it away. Then it's cleared back to the neutral zone. Here we go with Ford up the wing. Gus Ford steps onside. Long shot. And it just goes wide of the goal. He was trying to find room on the glove hand side of the net. It's Kramer across one more time. Bouncing around. Bobcats will find it. They settle. And they move it here down the rink. Back into the defensive end, just in behind Dyson Skinner. Then it's out to center, back the other way. Off the boards, moved ahead by Klinicki as he will hold the line here for the Bobcats with 18:46 left to go in the Flow second period. Here we go. In from center, Salak looking for it as the Thunderbirds forced a turnover. Controlled by Danny Martin, Ottawa, Ontario native. A high flip through the neutral zone, located by Dion Demke. Demke, he will wait back behind the net. Stick handling around, slides it near side. And he'll miss the pass just away from Pastuka. Back to Demke, back to Hanley. And then a pass to Yuri Pastuka. Pastuka jumps onside, back to Salak. Jan Salak up and out off a deflection. So 18:09 left to go now in the Flow second period. No score on the board. And it's been all 5-on-5 so far. Here's Nate Keeley in the face-off circle. As Jacob Schnapp to his left, John Butita to his right. One of three forward lines for the game. Michael Maney is the extra forward in the lineup. And we're back. Far side of the building. They'll hold it onside. Thunderbirds snap it down low. Back along the near side board. Keeley, and that, I believe, was tipped towards the goal, but a stick save made by Anthony Schrum as he moved it out of the way. Bobcats with it. They'll move it out to the red line. Goes by Sleggers, way down the ice. Collected by James Farmer. Farmer in the far side corner. Looks to build some speed from the defensive end. Flips it along to John Butita. Good pass to find Keeley. Keeley onside. Tried to flip it ahead to the top of the near side circle. Back behind the goal. And the Bobcats look to move it from there with 17:26 left to play. In the Flow second period, Sleggers plays off the backhand. And given away, look out. Slap shot goes just wide of the goal. And that took a big hop off the inboard. Keeley swings along to find Roman Kramer. Here's Kramer. Good move there. Attempting to find Zach White on the clear. Gus Ford holds the zone. Roman Kramer with his head up makes the play on it. Goes way across to find Don Carter. Snapped it along to him. And then the pass just missed on Ford. Back to the near side. There's Heitzner. Nearly lost it. And it goes back further down the ring now. Ferosa trying to find Heitzner. Shut down by Don Carter. Good defensive play there as he read that pass well. Roman Kramer goes off on a change. 16:35 to play in the Flow second period. We are still scoreless in tonight's matchup. Thunderbirds with 11 shots on goal and Blue Ridge with 13. They'll play now from the defensive zone. This is Blue Ridge, right to left. Slowly building some speed with Igor Romanov. And from center, Nick Stuckless holding on to it, fires ahead. Klinicki back down behind the goal and collected by Jan Salak. Salak stops, side of the circle, and we'll see if they can find it. It's back behind the safety of the net. So Dyson Skinner looks on as the Thunderbirds look to build some speed from the defensive zone. They'll find a quick pass up to Carter. Carter with his head up, fires ahead, and they get a change. Salak looking to track it down. Timothy Smirnoff goes away from him. It was played by Kate Hanley at the defensive blue line. Still looking for a play in the offensive end now for Salak as Bloomquist is changing along with Smirnoff. So Blue Ridge with time to work as they look to reset and move it down the rink from the defensive zone. They'll cross over the center ice red line, and Danny Martin chips it down the rink. Side of the circle now, here's Jacob Schnapp. Good play there to find Jan Salak. Nice pass to Hanley, and then he was unable to drive it out to center with the first opportunity. Salak goes back and forth with Carson Andrioli. Jacob Schnapp was nearly behind the defenders of the blue line. It was blocked, though, as they try to get it to him. Onside for the Bobcats. Long shot. Skinner's got it. Covers it. And so 15:02 left to go in the Flow second period. Shots on net favoring the visitors at 14-11, but no score on the board. From the face-off. It goes into the corner and back into the neutral zone and collected and played ahead by the Bobcats. So they look to traverse through center, and they do. Up the left wing, Brezko. And slapped at by the Thunderbirds. They'll find it. Move it over the line at center. Here's Jacob Schnapp. Schnapp onside. They throw it in front of the net, and crashing in was Michael Mania. As he runs into the netminder Schrum. Mania's looking to stand up and move away. Meanwhile, the play's back to the neutral zone. And looks like everyone's all right there. Mania stands up. Goaltender Schrum is okay. And what a chance that was. There's a long pass trying to find Gus Ford. And goes to the far side corner. Ford on the board last night. Team leading 8th goal of the year. Along with Zach White and Jan Salak that scored on the road in the loss. Bouncing around, here's Ford. Ford goes back. Josh Slegers. Slegers tape to tape to Timothy Smirnoff, and he handcuffs Slegers on trying to return the pass there. In front they go. Save made by Skinner. No further action. Media timeout with 13:49 left in the Flow second period. We are still scoreless in tonight's game. We'll step aside and be right back.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go. Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall off the bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
Defensive zone face-off upcoming for the Thunderbirds with 13:49 left in our Flow second period. And the linesman out towards the blue line. He will hold the procedure for just a moment or two. And now, we're ready to go. So we're back with Carter taking it from the face-off. They move it out to center here with Kramer. Overskated it, then he finds it and drives it down the rink. Anthony Schrum, the goaltender tonight for the Bobcats. He played it from a turnover. Here's Smirnoff down into the corner, and his pass will miss Gus Ford. They get to it, though, with Kramer. Got it from White. White goes back out in front of the goal. Kramer behind the net. Tried to get it to him. Here's White from the side of the net. And he tried a one-timing pass on the near side. It was picked off. 2-on-1 the wrong way. Heitzner slides it in front. And the Thunderbirds there defensively to make the play on it. And it's Timofey Smirnov. He's caught from behind here. And no one's back defensively. Heitzner in on a breakaway shooting. Save made by Skinner. Driven out towards center. They'll stretch it out. Kramer to White. Zach White onside. He waits, goes across. Fresh off the bench is Michael Mania. Mania has it now. Drives it down behind the goal. Holding on to it. Up top they go, Hanley. Hanley back to the near side. And picked off from the pass in the near side corner off the tape of Michael Mania. Onside for Blue Ridge. Slap shot towards the goal. Goes wide. Another try out in front. Far side of the building now. Found by Yuri Pestuka. Not out of the zone. And they tip it into the glove of Skinner. Glove save made by Dyson Skinner. There's no score on the board, but that does not mean that there's not action up and down the rink. These goaltenders have had to deal with some really difficult situations, and that was one that you don't always practice for, and I'm not really sure how you can trying to deal with a deflection like that, but Skinner saw the bounce, read it perfectly, looked it in the glove, squeezed it, and brought us to a break. We're back now, though. That was the 18th shot of the game for Blue Ridge. Bobcats nearly turn it over, and it's punched out towards the neutral zone. They miss the pass. Dion Demke's got plenty of room. He turns, holds on to it, pulls it back behind the net. They go to the far side. Mania's tied up there, just inside the line, so it's back to the neutral zone, found by Blue Ridge. It's Klinicky up the left wing. In front of the goal he goes. Skinner wants to stop it. He does. So Dyson Skinner makes the save from there. We are 2 minutes and 2 seconds away from the halfway point in regulation time tonight, as the official will disallow this late change from Blue Ridge. Port Huron in the out-of-town scoreboard report leading Indiana 3-2. 1-1 with Athens and Binghamton. 1-0 for Columbus over Biloxi. And puck drop moments away for Watertown and Danbury. Face-off goes the near side corner from the backhand from Sleggers across the rink, and it'll be located by Jacob Schnapp. Up they go to find Butita. Butita has Sleggers, turns, fires, blocked in front as he was looking for help from Nate Keeley. Keeley wasn't sure where the puck was. He turned, and then eventually they slide one towards Anthony Schrum. 11 minutes and 44 seconds remaining in this Flow's second period. We tell you about the out-of-town scoreboard report from the FPHL and college football across the street. It's Wake Forest 21 and UNC 12 with 6:51 remaining in the fourth quarter of that game, and that game can be found on the CW Network. Offensive end face-off. Thunderbirds have it. They hold on to it. Here's Farmer. Puts on a show. Goes back behind the cage. Turns. Sends a pass up to Sleggers. Josh Sleggers finds James Farmer. He's wide open. Shoots it, and he just missed. It goes off the glass. And they'll battle for it across the rink. What a chance there. There's a hit. A couple of them from Jacob Schnapp. Moved ahead. Schnapp calling for a line change as it's dropped down behind the goal line. Now around the zone it goes. Sleggers looks to pull it free. Here's Keeley. Keeley off the back of the goal. Roman Kramer found it from there, left it for Keeley. It's Nate Keeley with a tight turn to the far side corner. Pulls it back strong to the forehand. He looks to move it around the zone. They do. Up top it goes, and Farmer misplayed it. And down the rink it goes now on the clear. Will not make the icing line, so it's found by Josh Sleggers. Ontario native as he powers his way through the neutral zone. Here he goes. Onside. Tried a soft chip to move it ahead of Gus Ford. That miss. And we got a call here against Blue Ridge. They play on though. And now they will blow this one down. So we have 10:37 remaining in the Flow second period. And for the first time this evening, one team goes to the power play, and it's the Thunderbirds. And so it's a penalty called to Igor Romanow. And we see the power play there on the screen. If you're watching on the video feed, 2 minutes. Power plays on the ice, and the man advantage underway. They play it across from Kramer to Ford. Here's Ford working on the power plays. It's along to Zach White. Zach White back to Ford. White, one-timer. It's caught by Schrum. And so 13 seconds gone by on the opening man advantage of the night. Thunderbirds in search of power play goal number 6 on the season. They could find it here, would no doubt be a huge moment. There's been no scoring tonight. And that would, of course, put them ahead here on home ice. They possess it again from the faceoff. They win it. It's White turning. And they try to play there with Schnapp. Stays onside, though, after it was broken up. Roman Kramer parks himself to the right point. Now he swaps places with Ford. Zips it across the top of the far side circle to Zach White. Back to Gus Ford on the power play. Near side waiting. Shooting a long one. Redirects back in behind the net. Swatted at by Blue Ridge. The clearing attempt is on. Unsuccessful. Thunderbirds back to it again. Second surge will move it out to center. They crossed over the halfway point in regulation time this evening. 9:46 left to go in the Flow second period. 1:09 left on the opening power play of the night. Let's go Thunderbirds, the chant. Here's White. In front to Ford. Fires from point-blank range. And a save made by Anthony Schrum to keep this a scoreless tie. Media timeout. 57 seconds left on the power play. We'll be right back.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensapprealty.com today.
Did you know that not changing your engine oil can result in engine failure? Regular oil changes can extend the life of your engine and reduce the risk of engine failure. Schedule your next oil change on the Flow Garage app. The more you know with Flow.
Welcome back inside the Fairgrounds here in Winston-Salem. No score, and the Thunderbirds trying to change that as they are working with the opening power play of the night. 9:34 remaining in the Flow second period, and officially 57 seconds on this power play. They've won the faceoff again. They've swapped the power play units. So it's now Smirnov back up top to find Pestuka. Gary Pestuka, Jan Salak. Liam Blomquist out there in front of the net, near side Keeley. Across they go, they score! Power play goal, Twin City takes the lead, 1-0. What a shot! Yuri Pestuka makes it 1-0, and this crowd comes to life now. Well, I mentioned a scoreless tie. What a power play goal, how far that would go, what it would do. And you hear it now, you just saw it there with that blast from the far side, and Yuri Pestuka. Thunderbirds will move it down the rink following the face-off at center ice. That was the 18th shot of the night for Twin City. We hear the announcement, you hear the roar of the crowd, but here come the Bobcats. They cross onside, now looking to tie the game. They'll turn and fire a long one, and a save made by Tyson Skinner. And they announce the assist to Timothy Smirnoff. That will be his first career point in the FPHL. Congratulations to him. And it's 1-0 for the home team. Defensive end face-off. Following that power play goal, Zach White got tripped off the face-off, but they continue on 5-on-5. A high flip, trying to locate Roman Kramer crossing over the blue line. It was shut down and moved back the other way. Twin City holding on to it. It's played up to Kramer after he got it from Hanley. Hanley goes across to find Farmer. James Farmer takes a look, and he'll pause for now. Good deceptive move up the far side, and then he fires ahead. Nice save from Dyson Skinner following that opening goal of the night from Yuri Pestuka at 10:42 on the power play. 10:42 of the second period. That's how long we had to wait tonight for the opening goal of the game. Bobcats will look to play it out towards center ice. Now it's back the other way. The near side boards for the Thunderbirds as Hanley looked to throw a hit back behind the net. Mania has to be careful. Had a couple of Bobcats racing down towards him, looking to knock him down. They cross over the blue line the other way. Butita's got room. Smirnoff shooting one wide off the glass. Timothy Smirnoff, after his first career point in the assist, looking for his first career goal. Bobcats the other way. In front of the net, they try to cross it over, and Carter collided with the Blue Ridge player that was streaking towards the goal. I believe that was Denver Craig. And a stoppage here with now 7:31 left to go in our Flow second period. By the way, if you're just tuning in online there, we attempted to put a shot on the board for Blue Ridge. Not a goal, showing us 1-1 for just a few moments. It's not. It's 1-0. Hope to keep it that way. From the face-off, they load up and fire one wide of the net. Oh, Dyson Skinner. Across it goes. We'll try it again, and Skinner's got it. And so the 21st shot showing for the Bobcats. Twin City with 18 as it stands now. Out-of-town scoreboard report. Wake still leading UNC at 21-12 with 4:29 left to go in the fourth quarter. From the face-off, collected here by Liam Blomquist, goes back behind, and Farmer will then play to Sleggers. Yuri Pestuka, the goal scorer here in the second period to give the Thunderbirds a lead. They move it down the ice. Jan Salak. Now Pestuka again, back to Salak. Long shot, it was blocked. And it falls down towards the near side. He takes a big check as Salak's now wrestling around here in the corner. No pun intended there with the big check himself at Jan Salak, 6'5", 229. Native of Czechia. And it's Farmer. He's crunched. Stays on his skates, though, down behind the goal line. They look to move it left to right here in the middle period. Thunderbirds go battling for it. It's played first, though, by Justin Daly. Daly scored last night. Fans like the collision. Blue Ridge has it down low, and they just send it wide of the goal. And numbers advantage. Daly's looking to change. He didn't realize the puck was behind him, and he could go play it. Bloomquist nearly had a break out to center. They find a play along to Josh Sleggers. A high flip in from the neutral zone. We have 6 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in our second period tonight. These two teams battling back-to-back nights. Road game last night for the Thunderbirds. Back home this evening. 2 more home games next weekend before the long road trip that follows the Thanksgiving holiday. As there'll be PD in the building for 2 games. Bouncing around, look out, in front, in on Skinner, he's got it. And so the Thunderbirds still working here on home ice with this 1-0 lead following the goal from Yuri Pestuka, his 151st goal in the FPHL. The official chiropractor of the Twin City Thunderbirds is Dr. Dirk Willard with Total Health Chiropractic. If you're hurt, call Dr. Dirk at 336-705-5537. Here's the face-off as we're back to the near side corner. They'll fight for possession. Behind the goal, Dyson Skinner looks on. Out towards center, doesn't get there though. From the blue line, long save made, and there's a shot block from Hanley on the second attempt. Bobcats move it around. They missed the pass out to center. Gus Ford was looking for it, but it's moved the other direction, back behind the net. And we'll see the Thunderbirds move it from there. Now towards center. Good pass to find Kramer. Dion Demke trying to direct traffic with his hand, and then he goes back skating as the Bobcats have it. Danny Martin centers in front, nothing doing, found by Kramer. And somehow that makes its way to Zach White. He kicks it to the stick, turns and shoots off a deflection, covered up by Anthony Schrum. It's the final media timeout of the Flow second period, so we'll use it. We'll step aside here on the broadcast tonight. We thank you for joining us. It's a power play goal from Yuri Pastuka that has given the Thunderbirds a 1-0 lead here in the second period.
I want to stop being sidelined by pain. I want to tell him I'm in. I want a surgeon who speaks more knees than he can count. I want the best care in the game. I want a team that's with me every step of the way. I want to bounce back fast. I want to show them my best is yet to come.
For the best orthopedic care, you want Novant. Novant Health. Best surgeons, amazing nurses, remarkable care.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
Second goal of the season, goal number 151 for Yuri Pastuka in career game 434. And so 434th career game for Pastuka for number 24. That's so far the only goal and the difference maker. Offensive end face-off for the Thunderbirds following the media timeout. Don Carter goes crashing over, looking to make the play. Chopped at there by John Butita. Put a baseball swing on that one. And I think he's also spent some time across the street with the Disco Turkeys. Back behind the net. Good hand-eye there from Butita to keep this play alive here. It's back behind the goal line. Here's Keeley up top. One-timer through traffic. Skips in on goal, and Schrum saw it, and he covered it. 4:28 left to play in the Flow second period. Shots on goal now 24-20. Favoring Blue Ridge. And speaking of just across the street, Wake Forest on the out-of-town scoreboard report leading North Carolina 21-12 with now 2 minutes remaining in that game. And we've got a penalty called here after this scrum. And Bobcats with Bresco. He's not going to the box. He's going to leave. Well, we'll have to figure out what happened there. John Butita puts 5 fingers in the air, pointing back towards the bench to signal Coach Harrison and the staff that it's going to be 5 players on the ice, at least for Twin City. Maybe a 5-on-5 overall, actually. And they're going to take a review at this. And so the officials are in the penalty box. And 4:28 left to go in this Flow second period. And we're hearing that maybe it's a spearing infraction that they are looking at. Seemed like everything was calm, at least for a moment. And they're having a second check at this. And they do announce the spearing penalty, which is a match penalty. And so we saw him leave, and we don't have the benefit of instant replay here, but we can back it up here locally up in the press box and just have a look at this. And I think it may have actually been, well, Jacob Schnapp was slouched over. Let's see if we can find 18. Yeah, so we can see it there on the, just backing it up here in the building and looking at it. And I think that's certainly what they saw, and I think that's what they're going to call. And they will, again, we are in a review. And they have access to multiple cameras and views in the building. There's the broadcast view, which is what you're watching at home if you're watching the video side of things. They also have multiple goal cameras in the building, one behind each net that they can use for video review as well. And the goal camera to our right, I think, might have just painted a really clear picture from that side of things. Let's see what they go with. They step out of the box. They're going to have a conversation, and it's a match penalty, but I think it would be a 5-minute power play. And sounds like they've upheld that. And they point towards the Blue Ridge box that's still open. I think we're going to see a 5-minute penalty on the board that would give the Thunderbirds a major power play. We saw this given to Blue Ridge last night. And they made the most of their opportunities on the man advantage. They scored 5 times on a power play. Well, the Demon Deacons have just scored again, and they will hand North Carolina their 6th loss of the season, as the Heels will drop to 4-6. Demon Deacons will move to 7-3, 4-3 in league play. It's 28-12 with 22 seconds left. And I don't think even the great Bill Belichick will be able to come back from that one. So that's the out-of-town scoreboard report that we've been calling the in-town scoreboard report. It's just across the street. And lots of folks, there's all kinds of things going on over here at the Fairgrounds and in this area here tonight. We had the game that was actually backed up half an hour, I think just to try to accommodate to let as many fans in as possible with all the traffic out there, and I'm glad everyone made it in all right. All right, so they do put 5 up on the board. And we are back. This is a 5-on-4 power play for the Thunderbirds. Down the rink it goes. This will be back behind the goal of Dyson Skinner. Here come the Thunderbirds the other way. They'll step onside and look to play it along. We now see the 5-minute penalty on the board. We've had some time go off of it, but if you're watching, it is a major power play. And Pastuca with a power play goal. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can add another one and take a multi-goal lead. One-timer from Smirnov is caught. And so Anthony Schrum able to give that a squeeze and take us to not immediate timeout, but just a pause in the action as we'll see the power play units change. This is Jacob Schnapp, Zach White, Don Carter, Roman Kramer, Gus Ford out there, the 5-on-4 power play. And we're back again inside the line. Good job off the face-off to continue to possess it. It's Schnapp, then Kramer. Kramer holding on to it up top. He goes to Ford across, and they chop one in front of the goal. There's a rebound given up, though, by Anthony Schrum. That looked like a harmless play. Thunderbirds have it. Here's White. Roman Kramer one more time. Zach White. Across they go, and a one-timer. They found it on the far side. It's rolling free in front. They fire. Oh, my goodness. I don't know how Schrum got that one. That looked to be a sure goal. It's still 1-0 with 3:19 remaining on this second period, the Flow second period. More time than that left on the power play. The major penalty So the Thunderbirds can score as many times as they want. Gus Ford, a long drive. Schnapp looking for the rebound in front of the goal. They find it. They fire it ahead. Back and forth. No one with it. We'll see if they can find it and hold the zone, and they can. Zach White to it. Here's White. Back to Gus Ford on the power play. Steps up. Here's White again. White shooting. Scores! Zach White on the board again this weekend, and Twin City takes a 2-goal lead in the second period. Back-to-back power play goals. 2-0. As number 2-0 lights the lamp. It's a major penalty, so it's still on the board. It will run its course the full 5 minutes. The Thunderbirds can continue to score on the man advantage. Let's see if they can go for a third one. Onside for Smirnoff. Timothy Smirnoff will drop it down to the near side corner. They work on the 5-on-4. It's Pestuka. Here's Smirnoff holding on to it. You hear the announcement of the goal to Zach White. Now it's Jan Salak and his turn to play on the man advantage. Back up high they go. Pestuka. Timothy Smirnoff. He waits, holding on to it, stick handle. Here's Pestuka, and he tried to squeeze a pass along to Jan Salak. It missed, and then to the near side corner. They now play behind the goal. 2:07 to play in the period. 2:39 left on the power play. Inside the line. Here's another chance. It's John Butita. Butita circles around. And it's Smirnoff. He saw it hop on it. And Butita just tried to move the pass across, and if that had been perfectly clean, likely a one-timer. Salak, Pestuka, Timothy Smirnoff. Smirnoff steps up, circles back around. He'll wait high in the zone. He's chopped from behind, but good athleticism. Went down to one knee and continued to possess the puck here on the power play. 90 seconds left to go in the Flow second period. Pestuka across, one-timer towards the goal. Rebound, they score! It's another power play goal, 3-0. Liam Blomquist chops it in, and the good guys are up by 3. Face off at center following the third power play goal of the game for the Thunderbirds. And all of a sudden, they're now out shooting the Bobcats at 26-24. We will listen to the announcement if we can. Roman Kramer's back on side here on the power play, and he goes back behind the goal. There's the call to Bloomquist. Zach White, who scored before him, he's got it now. Across they go. Another assist for Smirnoff. White to Kramer. Kramer tried to find White, handcuffed him on the pass. And they swing it down low. Jacob Schnapp, can they find another one? Far side corner, the penalty killers desperately trying to move it, but they can't do it. Here's Kramer, loads up looking for a tip, and it goes to the near side corner. Don Carter, pressure back behind him. Schnapp goes around the boards with it. 35 left to go in the period. Gus Ford loads up, shoots one just wide of the goal. And the clear is on, unsuccessful. Zach White still with it here. Great pressure in the offensive end. Gus Ford down low, looking for a friend to find, and it goes away from Roman Kramer. White holds the line, 17 to play in the period. Gus Ford, long shot, blocked in front of the goal. Falls down, still some time left here. Don Carter chips it down low. To the near side it goes. Roman Kramer back behind the net. Schnapp across. 4 seconds for Carter. Schnapp's got to find it and go out in front. They go up high. One last drive and a save made by Schrum. And that's it for the period. It's back to back to back power play goals for the Thunderbirds. The first one was at 10:42 of the period. Yuri Pastuka from Timofey Smirnov and Jan Solak, and that was on a call to Igor Romanow. And only the second call of the night. It's a match penalty at 15:33, spearing to Milan Brezko. And the Thunderbirds are taking advantage of this one as well. And I say this one because it's still on the board. There's officially 32 seconds remaining on this major penalty 5-on-4 that will move into our Culver's third period. But Zach White at 17:09 from Gus Ford and Jacob Schnapp. Liam Blomquist at 18:34 from Timofey Smirnov and Yuri Pastuka. And just like that, after 19 shots fired on goal in the second period, the Thunderbirds working with a 3-goal advantage ahead of period number 3, the Culver's third period. We'll step aside on the broadcast. Our second intermission programming on the way, and we'll come back for a recap of the 3 goals in the second period, out-of-town scoreboard report, and more. Thanks for tuning in tonight. After 40 minutes, it's the Thunderbirds 3 and the Bobcats 0.
When you're craving that slow smoke flavor done right here in Winston-Salem, there's only one place to go, Honky Tonk Smokehouse. From tendered pulled pork and fall-off-the-bone ribs to fresh house-made sides, Honky Tonk has it all. Not a meat lover? They've got delicious vegan options too. And when it's time to party, let Honky Tonk Smokehouse handle the catering and event planning. They'll bring the flavor to you. Stop by 145 Jonestown Road and taste why the locals here can't get enough. Honky Tonk Smokehouse.
Gwin Services has been serving North Carolina for over 50 years, ensuring the safety and comfort of our customers' homes. We take pride in bringing together the best electricians, plumbers, and heating and cooling technicians to bring convenience and unbeatable value to our customers. Life can be hectic. What better way to simplify than to have one company you trust to take care of all of your home's repair needs? Since 1972, integrity and customer satisfaction have been at the heart of everything we do. We are proud to have built a name our neighbors trust, one that provides peace of mind and a service that can be relied on, today, tomorrow, and for years to come. Thank you for trusting Gwin Services with your home. We are proud to stand behind the work we do every single day to serve our friends and neighbors here in North Carolina. We are Gwin Services. One call does it all.
Write Thunderbirds in cursive.
I haven't done cursive in a minute. Oh my God. Really exposing me right now. Oh my God, I can't do it. Dude, I don't know. I haven't done. Hold on. Think about this. Think about this. Think about this. How's that so far?
Doing amazing, sweetie.
I gotta fix my R. You guys know how to do cursive? I haven't done cursive in a minute.
Write Thunderbirds in cursive.
Dude, are you serious? I don't know. I don't even know how to do it too. Wait, I ran out of room. D-E.
You just added 3 extra letters.
Thunderbird.
Write Thunderbirds in cursive.
Oh, I spell. I think it'll be good. It's been 15 years since I've done it. I don't know what the capital T is. Birds? You won't be able to read it. My writing's terrible. It's not good. But.
Just cut that part. Just show that.
Well, I already messed up, but that's all right. It's not terrible.
I don't even know how to go to the next word.
What if I'm the best at it,
We're gonna find out. I started out good and then I just forgot everything else.
Thunderbirds in cursive.
Write Thunderbirds in cursive.
Oh man. I don't know if I can remember how to do that.
Coach Harry, Kendall, and Dyson Skinner with us here tonight. First of all, I'd like to wish Angie a happy birthday. Hello. Thank you for that. So these are going to bounce around. Some will be for Dyson, Coach, myself. We'll bounce around and go through these, but we'll cover them all. So, Dyson, obviously a lot of questions for you. Did you always want to be a goalie, or did someone push you, a coach, a parent? How did you get into being a goaltender?
My parents did not want me to be a goalie. No, they were for years. They said no, absolutely not, absolutely not. And then one of the youth tournaments we went, and there was a goalie pads in the raffle, and I was like, Dad, I need these, I want them. And he puts in one ticket. And he said, if I win it, you can be a goalie, and if I don't, never want to hear about it again. And here we are.
Great story. But it's kind of funny because a lot of kids, when they grow up, and even my son, and even my the goalie's got the big, the white nice pads and the big equipment, and a lot of kids are like, oh geez, I want to play goal. And as I said, I think there's a lot of parents like Dyson's parents are like, no, okay, we were going out, like, they're shooting pucks at you. You're like, that's not fun sometimes.
We have a question about, how do you prepare for a game? What is your pregame meal if you have one? And that's for all three of us. I personally don't have one. I just try to make sure that I do eat something a little bit closer to when I'm going to leave and head to the game. But other than that, I'm not too picky. Any routines or anything you guys like?
Lately, I've just been trying to break every routine I've had up. Start from scratch. Pasta is my go-to pregame meal. Any kind of pasta, really.
Since I started coaching, it depends on who's in town with me. If I'm by myself, it's whatever I can get out of the fridge, I guess. If my daughter and my grandson are here, it's called game day. We always go to Chick-fil-A. So since I've been coaching, it kind of mixes and matches. If there's something in the fridge that I'm going to be able to eat that I don't have to cook, I'll do it. So when I played, it was very specific about pasta and chicken and things like that. Or if I had something and we won, I stuck to it for a long time. Even mac and cheese or whatever. So whatever, I'm superstitious now, but as I said, it's more or less I don't like to cook, so whatever's there.
Dyson, this is for you. How do you decide, what type of emotion you're gonna make towards a puck? Basically, how are you going to save a shot when you see it? That's a split-second decision you have to make, and kind of what's running through your mind when you're trying to read a shot off a stick and off a deflection and all those things that happen.
Yeah, when I'm at my best, I'm not thinking. Like, there's nothing going through my head. It's just kind of like a natural movement. I see it, and in practices in my career, I've stopped hundreds of thousands of shots. I'm just gonna do what my body and trust my body and allow my body to do it.
I think the only time he guesses is when we play showdown.
When you're shooting.
And coach is shooting, because he has no idea where it's going, so he just guesses.
Next question, what does it mean to you to see fans at away games? We talk about the home games, but always it seems like you go on the road and you'll see someone there. So what's it like to see fans, when you're not at home on the road?
Yeah, it's great to see support like that. I mean, especially weeks coming up like here at Whitfield, I hope we see a lot. It's just always great to see, that Thunderbird and our logo and our fans everywhere we go. It's just so much support, and we thank you guys so much for that.
Well, it's a compliment to the people, and it's also a compliment to the guys. People enjoy coming to watch them play, and as I said, they really enjoy it. And as I said, we tip our hat. We got great fans and great support, and they like to travel, and it's nice to go see other buildings. But I know they come to support us, and it's really it's a lot of. It shows a lot of emotion to us, and it makes us feel pretty good. So, as Dyson said, it's a great feeling, and we really appreciate it.
Looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate around Winston-Salem and the Triad? Meet Jennifer Sapp, your trusted local realtor. With nearly 30 years of deep experience, Jennifer specializes in everything from historic homes and remodels to investment properties, college town housing, and short sales. She's known for honesty, integrity, and making the process as stress-free as possible. Ready to make your move? Call 336-782-3148 or visit jensapprealty.com today.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Being your best is hard. You gotta take care of yourself. You got your husband.
Let's put in a pool. For the kids.
For the kids. Forget the car. How about a motorcycle?
And if you own a business?
We need servers from, like, this century.
Yeah.
At a Legacy Federal Credit Union, we're committed to helping you be your best you. Whether it's with an unbeatable car loan rate, home equity line of credit, or small business help.
Who's the best?
Visit alegacy.org for our best rates.
Finish strong. Start here. Atrium Health Wake Forest Baptist.
Welcome back live inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena. Kendall Grayson with you as always for Twin City Thunderbirds hockey, and the Thunderbirds up by 3 with power play goals back-to-back during the Flow's second period. Yuri Pastuka scored for the second time this season, the 151st time in his FPHL career at 10:42 of the Flow second period. A penalty called to Igor Romanow, high sticking infraction, 2-minute penalty. At 9:23, he scores at 10:42. With the assist going, the primary assist to Timofey Smirnov and the secondary assist to Jan Salak. So it's 1-0 for the Thunderbirds at that point. 17:09, the time of the scoring play for Zach White, as he's on the board in back-to-back games on the weekend. I mentioned I think it was all the way back to the first weekend, the last time that he scored, and so he goes from 3 goals to 4 goals last night to 5 goals on the year with that power play goal. In tonight's game, Gus Ford with the primary assist, Jacob Schnapp, who drew the penalty, by the way, at 17:09, the time of the second power play goal for the Thunderbirds. Schnapp was speared by Milan Brezko, and that's a match penalty, 5-minute major. And they don't have it on the scoring system online officially, but not showing as the 10, but it was a match penalty, so it's just the 5 match penalty showing, but he's done for the night. And that made it 2-0. Liam Blomquist cleans up a rebound in front of the goal. Timofey Smirnov and Yuri Pastuka assisting at 18:34. And the Thunderbirds have a 3-goal lead at 3-0. Shots on goal in the Pine Tree Tavern first period favored the visitors at 13-10. But the Thunderbirds turned that around in the Flow second period. They outshoot Blue Ridge 19-11 during the middle periods. That's a 2-period total of 29-24 favoring the home team. Out-of-town scoreboard report. We'll keep you updated as we always do with everything going on around the league tonight. And we'll check in with the games from around the league. And it's Port Huron 4, Indiana 3 showing to us in the third period. Binghamton has a 2-1 advantage on Athens. Athens at the top of the Continental Division standings. Columbus with a 2-1 lead on Biloxi. And Danbury leading Watertown 1-0 in the first period. No games tomorrow. Occasionally you'll see some Sunday games in the FPHL, but there's nothing tomorrow. And so after tonight's contests are finished, it will be looking forward to next weekend. Next weekend, the Thunderbirds will host the Ice Cats of PD, back-to-back games, 7:35 on Friday, 6:05 on Saturday. And we hope that you will be able to join us for those games here. If you're not, then you can find the broadcast same place that you found it tonight. We are streaming on YouTube on the video side of things. Our partners, WTOB, on the audio radio side of things here locally in the Winston-Salem area. So the Thunderbirds last night, again, I mentioned, if you're joining us for the pregame show and early on, it was 5-on-5 play that I think they liked for the most part. It wasn't perfect, but they were pretty good 5-on-5 last night. But the Bobcats really took control of the game in the specialty teams department. They scored 5 times on the power play, and tonight it's the specialty teams doing the opposite for the Bobcats and doing what the Thunderbirds were looking for in last night's game. They are capitalizing on these power play opportunities. They still have one that's on the board. It's not showing here during the break, but I believe still up on the board when we begin for the third and final frame of regulation time tonight, the Culver's third period. The call is at 15:33, so not much time, but about half a minute or so when we begin for the third period on the way. So the Thunderbirds have a 3-0 advantage here in this matchup of the power play goals that were scored back-to-back during the second period. So the 2 games on the way next weekend. There'll be a road trip following that, and then the Thunderbirds back on home ice in the month of December. If you're looking for games to attend around the holidays in December the 6th, that's a Saturday night against PD. Home games against Columbus on the 12th and 13th, and then a Saturday night game on the 20th. And then we have our New Year's Eve game against this same Blue Ridge Bobcats team on the 31st, New Year's Eve. And that'll be the final game of the calendar year in 2025. So that's the next time that we will see the Bobcats after tonight's game. But games scheduled against them on the 2nd and 3rd of January. Those are home games, road games on the 16th, 17th, 23rd, 24th of January. So these 2 teams are going to be, as they historically have been, they will be plenty familiar with each other when the season series is complete. And so far in the season series, Blue Ridge with a 2-game lead at 2-0. So the Thunderbirds looking to defeat the Bobcats for the first time this year, and they'll take a 3-0 lead into the final period to see if they can do that. So we'll step aside one last time, and not much time left, so about a media timeout. We'll step aside for a little bit less than 2 minutes for the audio listeners and the folks listening in, and then we'll get going for the Culver's third period. We'll see if the Thunderbirds can continue to build on their lead. They've got a 3-0 lead here on home ice tonight.
What are you doing, bub?
Just fixing my chair.
You should call Contract Business Solutions.
Good idea. I'll give them a call.
Proudly serving the Piedmont Triad area for over 17 years, Contract Business Solutions partners with leading manufacturers to create innovative, budget-friendly workspaces. From design and layout to delivery and installation, explore our capabilities at cbsworkspaces.com.
2 pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS 5 off. Cotton & Crate, 2 pillows, endless possibilities.
Coach Harry and the support staff back ready to go for the Culver's third period. The coaching staff of the Bobcats also have returned. And so now we just await the 2 teams. The officials will step out first, and they'll be greeted by the crowd here in Winston-Salem tonight. And then we'll be ready to go. Well, if you tune in or join us live for the Coach Harry Show on Tuesdays, he's, in the last few weeks, talked about putting together a complete 60-minute effort, and I'd say they've got 40 of that done tonight. They've been complete, but it's not over yet. We got 1 period to go. And here they come. Dyson Skinner returns to our right. And it's Anthony Schrum back in the goal to our left. The Culver's third period will begin 5-on-4 with the penalty time still on the board. And skating across to serve the penalty. Back in the box is Damon Carosa. Almost ready to go. Shots on goal, Twin City 29, Blue Ridge 24. 3-0 the lead for the Thunderbirds. 20 minutes on the board for period number 3, the Culver's third period here on the broadcast. Gus Ford will take the opening face-off of this period against Danny Martin. They're chattering back and forth. Not sure how friendly it is. They both have smiles for now, though. And here we go. The final frame of regulation is underway. Thunderbirds still working with a 3-goal lead, 5-on-4. They chip it in front. Toe save made there by Anthony Schrum, and that's a big save to start this period for him. The penalty time is over. And so we play 5-on-5, a shot in front, blocked and found by the Bobcats. And it's Danny Martin, the former Thunderbird, with it. Tried to drag and lost the handle on it. Had to go chase it down to the far side corner, and he is met by Don Carter Jr. Zach White with a high flip in from the neutral zone up the near side for Timothy Smirnoff. And stolen away here, it's Yuri Pastuka, loads up, centers in front, rolling on Liam Blomquist, who wanted to put that one in. It was bouncing on him, and just away from Blomquist. He's got the game's most recent goal at 18:34 of the middle period. Out through center. Here go the Bobcats with again. Just from the blue line, swatted at and played here by Hanley eventually. And Cade Hanley back to Jan Salak. Up they go, Liam Blomquist. Maybe a 2-on-2 with Pastuka. He falls down, still makes the pass though, and the drive goes wide of the goal as he snapped it along to Jan Salak. So he misses the goal. Got 18.5 to play in this Culver's third period. It rolls the near side, chipped down low back behind the goal. And across from the side of the circle. Hanley will look to play it out. Pastuka chips it ahead, goes by John Butita. He looks to apply some pressure now as the Bobcats retreat further into the zone, into the far side corner. Played by Keeley, looking for Schnapp, and then moved down the ice. And skating back here, it's Farmer. Found in the far side corner, though, by the Bobcats, and they let it go. And Josh Schlegers has plenty of room to make the play on it. Farmer up to Schnapp. Schnapp served a 1-game suspension last night. Back in there tonight. And he is throwing his weight around as he usually does. 1-on-1, Butita crosses onside and waits for the zone to fill. Swings a pass to Nate Keeley. Keeley down behind the goal line. Thunderbirds working with a 3-goal lead here on home ice tonight. All 3 goals scored on the power play back in the second period. They'll battle for it in front of the bench. Back and forth, now down the rink and collected here in the near side corner. James Farmer, Mississauga, Ontario native, and it's played offside as they pass along to Zach White. And so that brings us to a stoppage with 17:19 remaining. And this third period, the Culver's third period. Hungry fans, nothing beats a Culver's Butterburger. Fresh, never frozen beef, seared to perfection and served on a lightly buttered toasted bun. Stop by Culver's at 2973 Fairlawn Drive in Winston-Salem today. Culver's, welcome to delicious. $17:19 left to go in the third period. And we have a stoppage. They haven't announced anything. And So I'm wondering if maybe they need the ice crew. I think they do. The two referees went to the Bud Light logo, which is to our right in the near side corner just off the side of the net. And I wonder if there's some attention needed for some maintenance. And the ice crew is out there now. The legendary Zam Man steps out on the ice. And so we'll see what's going on here. And the referee does show the spot of bother here. Hear the folks below us cheering for Zam Man. So they're going to pat down the ice. They got a shovel out. They'll go to work. Just looking to smooth down a spot. If you're just joining us, this game was delayed by half an hour to start, but it was not an issue with the ice or anything maintenance related. It was just to give the folks in the area some extra time to get into the facility with the ACC football game going on next door. Sharing at the same parking lots and a lot of logistical congestion outside. And so they're going to work on this spot with 17-19 to go in the Culver's third period. Shots on goal are 30-24 in favor of the Thunderbirds. They lead it by 3. And hopefully that's all that was required in that area. Although now they're going to open up a door to the near side as see what they come up with. They've taken the equipment off the ice, so that's a good sign. And I think we're going to play on here, so they gave some attention to that area. Zam Man can stay out there if he wants to. I got no problem with that. All right, face-off outside the offensive end here for Gus Ford, and we're back with 17-17 remaining in this Culver's third period. There's a check on Don Carter. Stayed on his skates, though. Danny Martin will collect it. Here's Martin. Gus Ford looks to strip it away from him. Far side corner, Bobcats on the attack, but they miss the pass up high, and Klinicki watches it go all the way down the rink into the defensive end. We play 5-on-5. Here's Zach White. Chips it ahead. And back over the blue line in the defensive area for the Bobcats. Pastukas got to load up and go back to center. It was a delayed offside. They were trying to help him out with that. And finally got the audible cue. Retreat it back to the neutral zone. Bobcats will flip it ahead. And now 16-24 remaining in our Culver's third period. Still a 3-goal advantage for the Thunderbirds as they give it away here. Look out, could be trouble. Found by Demke. Looking to clear it. Bouncing around. And this one got up high and flipped a Bobcat. And they will stop play as this one went right under the visor and looked like it flipped Mercurio. And so Mike Mercurio stunned by that one, but unfortunately, it was the puck that got him. That's never fun to deal with. So again, I mentioned he's stunned. He heads over to the bench, but he stopped the play and allow him to get over there. I think the Thunderbirds were maybe questioning about that quick whistle, but we'll play on here. We've got 16-10 left to play in the third. They drop the puck again, and we're back. Bobcats look to move it in from center. They'll drop it back behind the goal. Far side corner with Nick Stuckless battling for it. Ontario native. He's thrown down to the ice. Long pass. Here's Halavic. Long shot and a save made by Dyson Skinner. Well, we've called his name several times tonight, but Skinner has been up for the task. He's made 26 saves so far in the contest. We've had 2 penalties called in tonight's game. Each of them went against Blue Ridge. each time the Thunderbirds able to capitalize with power play goals. Defensive zone face-off for Gus Ford, and it goes towards James Farmer. Farmer had some pressure to him, but Josh Sleggers will catch up to it. And out towards center they go with it. Back and forth. Here's Sleggers. 15:37 to play in the third period. Back to the neutral zone again. Bobcats will rip it to the defensive blue line. They play it ahead. Farmer ran in the linesman. Had a bit of a conversation with him. They had time to do that. Now they'll find Roman Kramer with it. Kramer back behind the goal line. Swings the pass along to Sleggers. Back to the near side of Farmer. Now he's got some speed built up. Good pass there. Gus Ford, Zach White. Shoots it. Wide of the goal it goes. And it's Farmer waiting. In the corner they go. Blocked, and it was actually caught there by Anthony Schrum. So 15:02 officially left to play in our Culver's third period. 31st shot of the night for the Thunderbirds. And on goal there. Hey, Thunderbirds fans, got a sweet tooth? Culver's fresh frozen custard is rich, creamy, and made in small batches all day, every day. Swing by Culver's at 2973 Fairlawn Drive in Winston-Salem and check out today's flavor. Culver's, welcome to delicious. From the face-off, play to the near side corner here from Michael Mania. Across the rink, high in the air, bounces along the logo at center, gets around Don Carter. Found by Patakin. Where Patakin wants to play it. Back and forth. Pastuka sees Salak play the puck. And a long pass there from Timofey Smirnov. But it missed as he was trying to find Mania with it. Back to center. There's Carter evading a check. And Jan Salak plays. It's chipped high and out of play. This is a stoppage. 14:21 left to go in the Culver's third period. Time for the media timeout. We'll step aside. 3 power play goals back in the second period. And the Thunderbirds still hold on to that 3-0 lead.
Flow Offer to Purchase makes it easy for you to generate an appraisal for a vehicle online in under 5 minutes. You can confidently use Flow Offer to Purchase to determine your vehicle's trade-in value or to get a real offer to sell it to us. Here at Flow, we've always had a transparent, interactive appraisal process that our customers love. We developed our Flow Offer to Purchase tool to offer you that same great experience online or through our Flow Garage app anytime, anywhere. Using Flow Offer to Purchase is simple. Either enter your license plate number or VIN, and the system will pull up basic information about your vehicle. Some vehicles have options or extras that need to be selected in order to pull an accurate value. Then just tell us about the current condition of a few things like your tires, dents and scratches, or mechanical issues. From there, a real offer on your vehicle, whether you buy from us or not, is just a click away. Just a heads up, our staff will check over your vehicle to ensure your Flow Offer to Purchase is accurate. Your satisfaction is our priority. Flow Automotive dealerships have processed tens of thousands of vehicles using Flow Offer to Purchase, which has resulted in buying many thousands of cars from customers. Try Flow Offer to Purchase for free today. You can access this tool by clicking Sell Trade on flowauto.com or your dealer site by starting the Sell Trade dialog in the center of the homepage.
$14:21 left to go in our Culver's third period. 3-0 the lead for the Thunderbirds. This is their 10th game of the year. They're looking to win for the third time. Face off directly on the center ice logo. And we are back. Bobcats look to play it. Here they go. Andrioli steps onside. Long shot. This one is up and out of play. That hit the protective netting that hangs on each side of the building. And so with 14:11 now left to go in the period, we have another stoppage. We're playing 5-on-5 hockey. It's nearly been 5-on-5 the whole night. But the times that it's not, Twin City has scored a few times. 3-0. From the face-off, long shot through traffic, and that one goes into the far side corner as Dyson Skinner was looking on. Just along the red line. Played ahead in front of the Thunderbirds bench, lifted down the rink. We'll try to see if Keeley can play to the near side, and it's in on goal. Skinner saw it pop up, but he didn't squeeze it. And so Hanley will go across to the pass back behind the net. A high flip, down it goes. They'll battle for it at center. And it goes into the Bobcats bench, and so a stoppage here with now 13:33 left to go in the Culver's third period. So the Thunderbirds back on home ice next weekend with a Friday and Saturday game against the PD Ice Cats, the same opponent that they saw on the opening weekend, the home opener. And then the following night when the Thunderbirds picked up their first win of the year, looking for win number 3 on the season in tonight's game. Back behind the goal of netminder Anthony Schrum. And eventually through center come the Bobcats with it. They'll step on side with Ferosith back behind the goal, and a good hit from James Farmer as he took Ferosith right off the puck. Leading pass from Ford up to White, and he nearly had it. He will find it in the corner. Centers across the zone here, and they try to go in front with Roman Kramer. It was picked off. Blue Ridge has it. Now they flip it down the ice, controlled by James Farmer. Farmer stops, goes across to find Josh Sleggers. Sleggers being held up and continues on. Back behind the goal. Now they reverse course to the near side. Roman Kramer looking to get it back for the good guys. Taken away though by Kyle Heisner. Long shot, and that was blocked. And exits the zone. 28 shots. Now 29 they give the Bobcats. 31 for the Thunderbirds. From the near side corner. Now the half wall stolen away by Kramer. Goes across the ice. Quick pass to find Yuri Pastuka. Pastuka high flip down the ice, and they're changing personnel out towards center, back behind the play. Taken away, though. Thunderbirds have it again. They look to go to work. Back behind the goal and taken aside by the Bobcats. It's Pastuka, White, and Blomquist all scoring on the power play in the second period for Twin City. Given away by Blue Ridge as they cross over the line. And a penalty call against the Bobcats. And let's see if the Thunderbirds can continue to score the man advantage tonight. .11:53 left to go in the Culver's third period. And to the box goes Denver Craig. It's a 2-minute penalty. We see it up on the screen now if you're watching the video feed. 2-minute power play for the Thunderbirds. It's number 91, Craig, in the box. And the power play is underway. Far side as they work now with a man advantage yet again in the game. Long shot on the way, and it just goes skipping down behind the goal line. There's Schnapp as he's run into. The way the Thunderbirds have played tonight, if they get another one here on the power play, you really have to like how it's looking. Ford, long shot, tipped as Schnapp looks forward on the doorstep. Goes down behind the line, and we've got a call here as Zach White is down, and another penalty has been assessed here in the game, and this time it looks like Jacob Schnapp will be called. And that's going to even things up, and we'll play 4-on-4. 93 seconds left now on a 4-on-4 sequence with 11:26 remaining in the Culver's third period. It's still 3-0 for the Thunderbirds. Now the faceoff will move back down the zone and to the defensive end. 4 skaters out there. It'll be Jan Salak with Timofey Smirnov, Yuri Pastuka, and Don Carter Jr. So the ice will open up a bit. Extra free space out there. And the Bobcats win possession of the puck. 2-minute slashing minor has been called to Jacob Schnapp. Bobcats drive one well wide of the goal. 8:34 the time of the slashing minor to Schnapp. And here's Blue Ridge with a chance. They slide it around the zone. They go down low, look out here, in on goal, shut down by Skinner. Far side corner to look to find it. And the Thunderbirds have it. Here we go in from center, dropped onside by Jan Salak. 25 minutes of penalties on the season for Schnapp. And he's in the box. Here's Martin, tried a shot, and left it to side of the net. They drop it back, and Skinner's got this one again. Dyson Skinner continues to turn them away. 31 shots for the Bobcats, 32 for the Thunderbirds. 45 seconds left on even strength hockey at 4-on-4. Long shot, tipped just wide of the goal. So we're back now. Let's see if the Thunderbirds can move it from the defensive end. Back down behind the goal line. Far side corner with a tight turn is Cade Hanley. He'll move it to James Farmer. Hanley and Skinner, both natives of Montana. Found by Whitehall, and he runs into the official. And the play's not stopped here. And he goes down again. What is going on? Blue Ridge takes it here. They'll go behind the net. They fire it wide. Oh, another spill from the referee. And he may be hurt. Well, he ran into Zach White, or Zach White ran into him. I don't know how you want to call it. And I thought maybe he was having trouble with a skate blade problem or something. I think he's been shaken up here. He's down on one knee, and the training staff of the Thunderbirds, Cap, is out there to check him out. Referee now rises. And I'm not sure I have ever seen something exactly like that. And we're in a media timeout. We'll stay right here with you. As that is Ben Shilley that was run into a couple of times, went down, and he's looking up at the scoreboard. We are again in our media timeout, but we will stay with you on the air here and just take a breather ourselves. So it is, we've got 9:55 left to go in this third period. We're playing even strength hockey at 4-on-4. There's 5 seconds left on that sequence. And the penalty to Denver Craig will expire in a few seconds, and then that's going to leave Jacob Schnapp in the box for about half a minute. And so the Thunderbirds, for the very first time tonight, will have a Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill for about half a minute. All right, 9:59 officially on the board, so if you're watching online, we'll give you 4 more seconds. It's amazing how in sync the play-by-play commentator and the scoreboard operator are tonight. Face-off victory for the Bobcats. Here's Klinicki. Zips it to the side of the circle, then back up it goes. They're on the power play. Long shot goes well wide of Skinner with 9:47 left to go in the third period. And the referee almost in the way again. That was the other one. In from center, fired ahead by Butita. He's applying some pressure on the penalty kill. Just a few seconds left on it. And the Bobcats moving in now with Martin. Swings a pass across, and here comes Jacob Schnapp. Schnapp's out of the box. It is a successful Bobo's Deli and Grill penalty kill. We play 5-on-5. Here come the Bobcats. In on goal, shut down by Dyson Skinner, and he covers it. Thank you for joining us tonight. We hope to see you next weekend when the Thunderbirds hit the ice here again. Back-to-back home games against the PD Ice Cats. Defensive zone face-off. Look out. It's a dribbler, a slow one that goes wide of the net. It was pushed aside with ease by Dyson Skinner. Didn't want to deal with anything left out in front of him, so he saw that one, just moved it away in the corner. And a penalty called at center ice, and it'll be another power play for the Thunderbirds. Interference. Liam Blomquist draws that one. And we'll see which Bobcat heads over next. And so it's Robin Erickson that they will get for the interference infraction. Power play underway. Thunderbirds have won the face-off, looking to go up by 4. Timothy Smirnoff looking for his first in the league. Good move there, then he lost the handle. They move it around. Pestuka wants it again, looking for his second goal of the night. Pestuka across they go, Salak in the middle. Blomquist through a screen, save made. And we continue. Still onside here for the Thunderbirds. Last time they were on the power play, they took a penalty that made it 4-on-4. See what they do this time. Slap shot. It's a heater of a drive and a save made by Schrum. Couldn't control the rebound. And eventually it's found by his teammates. And the Bobcats will play it left to right. Here they go. Klinicki onside, across. They drive it well wide of the goal. And it bounces down on the near side corner. Back behind the net, Timothy Smirnoff waiting with it. And he will wait as the power play units will change. You can see he's tired as he's leaning over and left out there. Now he's got options up the wings. And Roman Kramer, never a bad one. He finds him. And back behind the net. Had Kramer to his left and Ford to his right. Back out to center it goes. And played by Zach White. Zach White, Roman Kramer, Gus Ford, Jacob Schnapp, and Don Carter Jr., the 5 players out there. It's Ford, steps onside here on the power play. Rips it across to Roman Kramer, got it back himself. Gus Ford sets up high. Gives it along to Kramer, stepping up, shooting, and Schrum has it. There's no rebound. 25 seconds remaining on this man advantage on the ice at 5-4. Nothing on the board. All goals in this game scored by the Thunderbirds. All goals scored on the power play. And down to the ice again. 36 shots officially for Twin City. 34 for the visitors. And from the neutral zone, not much time left now in the 5-on-4 power play. Just 10 seconds. Onside, though, for Zach White, bouncing along, and then Farmer played it safe, started to retreat. 2-on-1 maybe for the Bobcats. They throw it in front of the goal on the tip, kicked out by Dyson Skinner. So we play on now 5-on-5. Bobcats kill it off. James Farmer, he's run into, stays on his feet, though, as he chipped it down the rink. Controlled by Blue Ridge with Radchenko playing it, steps onside, and he took a check from Keeley. Back and forth, opposite blue line, played by Michael Mania, moves it to Butita. Now it's Nate Keeley. Keeley saw it go away from him into the corner. They'll play it across the rink here. Given away at center ice and eventually found by James Farmer in the defensive zone. Farmer with a pass to find Josh Schlegers. Back and forth they go. Keeley couldn't find it at the logo at center. And so maybe a 3-on-2 here for Blue Ridge. They'll fire one, they score, and it's 3-1. And so the Bobcats will score for the first time tonight and break up the shutout of Dyson Skinner. 2-goal lead as the 36th shot of the night goes in for Blue Ridge. So 5-on-5 face-off at the neutral zone will follow, and still some work to do in this game for the Thunderbirds. Face-off at center following the opening goal of the night for Blue Ridge. Thunderbirds want to make it the only goal of the night. And the near side corner, they'll play it along here. It's in the defensive end of the Bobcats. It's Justin Daly's on the board again this weekend. Daly in last night's game with a second period goal and a third period goal as well. This one is lifted in and play will be stopped with 5:40 left to go in this Culver's third period. And icing called against Blue Ridge. So third goal of the weekend for Daly. And that ends a run of 3 unanswered to start the game from the Thunderbirds. All three in the second period. First time we've seen a goal here in this third period. 3-1. 5:40 to play. And back to the far side corner goes here from the face-off. Now driven out towards center. See if Jan Salak can track it down. It's back behind the net. Thunderbirds making changes. And in from center, Radchenko. One-timer goes wide of Dyson Skinner. And Danny Martin really not happy with the referee. I think it's the same one that got run into or ran into Zach White. I'm not sure the same thing wasn't going on there. Martin very frustrated. Out to center. We've got 5 to go in regulation time. Bobcats onside here, and nearly a 2-on-1 down below the circles. And now in the corner, a good defensive effort from the newcomer in the lineup, Timofey Smirnov. This is his second game, first game here on home ice, as he just joined the team on the roster on yesterday. Here's Ford onside. In front he goes, and this is caught by Anthony Schrum, and that should take us to the final media timeout of the night, and it will. So we will step aside one last time during this game. It's the final media timeout. Bobcats are on the board here in the third period, but the Thunderbirds still working with a 2-goal advantage at 3-1.
2 pillows, endless possibilities. At Cotton & Crate, we make it easy to refresh your home season after season. Our 18x18 and 12x20 pillow sizes pair perfectly with our seasonal collections of interchangeable covers, so you can refresh your style anytime without cluttering up your closet. We're proud to team up with the Twin City Thunderbirds, celebrating hometown spirit and the comfort of home on and off the ice. Thunderbirds fans, enjoy $5 off your order at cottonandcrate.com with the code TBIRDS5OFF. Cotton & Crate, 2 pillows, endless possibilities.
Maple Chase Golf and Country Club offers the best in recreational amenities in the Triad. Come enjoy a meal at the Pine Brook Bar and Grill, relax by our pool and cabana, and gear up at the Pro Shop while sharpening your skills on our 9,000 square foot putting green, and play around on our 18-hole Ellis Maples Design Championship Golf Course. You can find out more at maplechasecc.com. That's maplechasecc.com.
Welcome back inside the Fairgrounds. Kendall Grayson with you as always. Twin City Thunderbirds hockey. And it's a 2-goal lead. We're in the final 5. We have 4:37 left. Shots are even at 36. Thunderbirds looking to win for the third time this season. Third time on home ice this season. In game number 10. Left circle face-off. John Butita. We wait. Suspense building, and finally they drop the puck. We're playing again. Back behind the goal. See the Thunderbirds can dig this one free. Goes all the way across. Chopped at there by Kate Hanley. Into the corner. And found by the Bobcats. So Blue Ridge has room to move it out here, but they couldn't do it. Schnapp comes over and puts a hit on his man. And they go to the near side. Now they'll reverse and fake one way. Back behind the goal. Long flip out towards center. Stopped by Hanley. And we now have 4 minutes left to go in our Culver's third period. It's back behind the goal of Anthony Schrum. And the Bobcats, they'll wait. Long stretch pass to the logo. James Farmer slaps at it. High in there. This will stay in play. So the clock continues to roll. 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Back out towards center. Blue Ridge will step ahead, and then it's batted down. Back and forth in front of the Thunderbirds bench. Near side played here by Farmer. Farmer goes across to find Hanley. And chipped onside by Yuri Pestuka. Pestuka got the goal scoring going back in the second period of the power play at 10:42 to give the Thunderbirds a 1-goal lead at the time. They've got a 2-goal lead, had a 3-goal lead, but up 3-1 right now. 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining. Shots are now 37-36, favoring the home team. Blue Ridge onside with a long shot. Andrioli up and out off a deflection. So Twin City back on home ice next weekend, 7:35 on Friday, 6:05 on Saturday. The PD Ice Caps will be the opponent. their second visit, although it'll be games 3 and 4, but second road trip for them to this facility this year. They'll tie up here from the face-off. And eventually found on the near side corner. That was Gus Ford that went down in the face-off circle and got tied up, but they continue. Roman Kramer off the back end. Chucks it down the ice. And Blue Ridge works from there. Nearly gave it away. Ford is hacking at it, trying to take it back. And down the ice to our right. Schrum is between the circles, up by the hash marks, looking for instructions from the bench. And we will let you know, of course, if he is lifted for an extra attacker. It's getting into that time. 2:20 left to go in the game. Here come the Bobcats. They'll step onside. Looked like they might have been in early there. Farmer takes it away. James Farmer uses the glass, looks to clear it out. And the Bobcats will hold it onside here. Down behind the line, found by Carter. Try to move it around Danny Martin. And they turn and fire a quick one. That hit Skinner in the mask, and then the rebound, he covers it. And now we got some activity back behind him after the whistle. But that shot hit Dyson Skinner directly in the mask, popped down, and then he was able to see a rebound and gets the whistle. As that was happening on the other side, the goaltender Anthony Schrum at the same time was leaving. And so he's standing by the bench, and we'll see if it's going to be a 6-on-5 face-off in the attacking area. It looks like the Bobcats want a timeout. They signal for a timeout, and they have been granted a timeout. 37 shots on goal for the Thunderbirds tonight, 38 now for the Bobcats. And we'll stick right here with you. It's the same time as a normal media timeout, but we'll stay with you. We've got 2 minutes left to go. Head coach Steve Harrison is earning his paycheck over there on the far side from our broadcast vantage point. He's got his hands in the air, and he's speaking words to the players that are turned around looking at him. These are critical moments in these games, and you can feel the crowd. They sense it as well. It's building. And soon it'll be an empty net situation to our left. Twin City looking to win for the third time this year. Blue Ridge in search of win number 6. They got a 5-4 record. They moved up a couple of spots in the standings last night with their win. Went from 5th to 3rd in the Empire Division. All right, face-off is going to be outside of the Thunderbirds' defensive zone, but that is no worry for the Bobcats. They have vacated the net anyway. So extra attackers on the ice, 6-on-5. And here's the face-off. We are back. Net is empty. Off the boards, it's forged ahead off the back end from Yuri Pastuka down the rink. Last time the cage was open in this building, it was a last-second goal from John Butita last weekend against Columbus. Onside for the Bobcats. Pastuka finds it, though, and he chips it out. Don't have to be fancy with a 2-goal lead in the net empty. Have to make the plays to alleviate the pressure and get the job done. Here's Skinner playing it back behind the goal, and he goes over to find Cade Hanley. Long shot, dribbles wide into an open corner. 1 minute, 20 seconds remaining in this Culver's third period. 3-1 the lead for the Thunderbirds. Blue Ridge has it again onside. The clock continues to head towards 0. Bobcats have it up top. Holovic swings it across. 62 seconds left. Long shot through a screen, goes wide. Takes a big hop, and they centered it, and they forced it wide. We've got less than 1 to go. Bobcats have it. Long shot. Save made. Skinner's looking to find it. James Farmer has it. And he'll drive it out to center ice. Listen to this crowd supporting the team on this Saturday night in Winston-Salem. Long clear from Hanley goes into the bench. And looks like everyone's all right. Players and staff alike were diving out of the way there as Hanley turned and zipped that one into the bench, just trying to clear it. So the faceoff will stay in Twin Cities' defensive zone here. And that will see now 35 left to go on the board. Shots are 40-37 favoring Blue Ridge. Just have 35 left. And there's the face-off. Bobcats go looking for it. They've got it. Far side. They center in front. Taken aside by Pastuca. Clears, not out. Only to the line. Far side circle. Pastuca applying pressure. They center. They go back behind the net. Inside the line. Long shot driven just wide of the goal. 15 seconds left to play. The fans can feel it. Skinner finds it and covers it. 13.2 left to go in tonight's game. And now we're just waiting on the final score. Thunderbirds are going to win this game. Dyson Skinner is going to win for the first time this season. And it'll be a bounce-back win here on home ice after dropping the road game last night. 13 seconds left. There's the face-off. Blue Ridge has it. They'll go across. Slap shot, pinballing wide of the net. 5 seconds remaining. Another shot. Doesn't make it there. Thunderbirds find it. Thunderbirds clear. Thunderbirds win. It's a 3-1 final. 3 power play goals in the Flow second period. Blue Ridge finds a scoring play here in the Culver's third period, but not nearly enough. As this team will circle the center ice logo, sticks to the air, they tap them down, they salute the fans after another win. And the salute to the fans continues. They always do. They take a victory lap all the way around the rink with stick taps along the glass. Fist bumps to the support staff on the bench. Those guys do such a good job and really unsung heroes. We will have the 3 stars of the night. We will stick around for those. We'll have the post-game show that will follow. Atrium Health, Wake Forest Baptist brings us the 3 stars of the game. And we will wait and find out who they are. And this is going to be a tough decision. I want to see what the off-ice officials do with this one, because you have 3 goals, so you could easily say, here's your 1, 2, and 3 star. But a really good game played by the goaltender Dyson Skinner. He had that one get by him. Other than that, he was perfect tonight. And the fans will celebrate another win here on this Saturday night. Thunderbirds have won yet again on a Saturday night this season in front of the home fans. Here they are, Atrium Health, 3 stars of the night.
City Thunderbirds, number 24, Here we are with this home crowd. The crowd was on their feet all night, making a lot of noise. Talk about what it means to have this crowd behind your home. And it means the world for all of us. And so I'll say it a million times. What you guys give us is second to none. We love you on that one. Thank you very much. There you heard it from that one. Madison's getting great job.
And so Dyson Skinner is the first star of the night. I thought he was, no question, the best player on the ice for either team. He put together a phenomenal game. And again, he got beat the one time on that shot at 13:55 of the third period. Other than that, it was perfection. It was control. Just a lot of really nice things that I think a lot of folks leaving this game will have to say about him as he wins in net for the first time this season and gives the Thunderbirds their third win of the year. So the three stars of the night, presented by Atrium Health, Wake Forest Baptist. Dyson Skinner, the first star. Yuri Pastuka, the second star. Liam Blomquist is the third star. Goal and assist for Pastuka, a goal by Blomquist, and a 40-save performance from the goaltender Dyson Skinner of Billings, Montana, 1999 birth year. Joined Coach Harry and myself early this week at Earl's for the Coach Harry Show. Gave a great interview, interacted with the fans, and I know a lot of folks were glad to see him there, and played a couple of games last season, but what a performance that was. And certainly like to see him rewarded with the number one star as well. So the Thunderbirds will win this game tonight and improve to 3-7 on the year. Now a 500 home record at 3-3 through the first 6 home games of the season. We will be back here again next weekend for back-to-back games against the PD Ice Cats. We will recap tonight's game and look ahead coming up in the post-game show. We'll step aside, take about a normal media timeout amount of time for our audio listeners, so about a minute and a half or so, and then we'll be back for the post-game show for tonight's game. We'll recap the game and look ahead to next weekend. But the Thunderbirds win this one over the Bobcats. The final score is 3-1.
Flow Offer to Purchase makes it easy for you to generate an appraisal for a vehicle online in under 5 minutes. You can confidently use Flow Offer to Purchase to determine your vehicle's trade-in value or to get a real offer to sell it to us. Here at Flow, we've always had a transparent, interactive appraisal process that our customers love. We developed our Flow Offer to Purchase tool to offer you that same great experience online or through our Flow Garage app anytime, anywhere. Using Flow Offer to Purchase is simple. Either enter your license plate number or VIN, and the system will pull up basic information about your vehicle. Some vehicles have options or extras that need to be selected in order to pull an accurate value. Then just tell us about the current condition of a few things like your tires, dents and scratches, or mechanical issues. From there, a real offer on your vehicle, whether you buy from us or not, is just a click away. Just a heads up, our staff will check over your vehicle to ensure your Flow Offer to Purchase is accurate. Your satisfaction is our priority. Flow Automotive dealerships have processed tens of thousands of vehicles using Flow Offer to Purchase, which has resulted in buying many thousands of cars from customers. Try Flow Offer to Purchase for free today. You can access this tool by clicking Sell Trade on flowauto.com or your dealer site by starting the Sell Trade dialog in the center of the homepage.
Welcome back inside the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena for the postgame show after another Twin City Thunderbirds win. This one is the third on home ice this season, the third overall this season, and gives the Thunderbirds points 7, 8, and 9 in the FPHL standings. We had no score back in the Pine Tree Tavern first period as the Thunderbirds and the Bobcats tonight, they battled to that scoreless tie after period number 1. Shots on goal in the opening 20 minutes of tonight's game. As we go back and take a look at the full scoring system tonight, it was a 13-10 officially shots on goal advantage for the Bobcats in the first period. No goals. And then we go to the second period. That's when the goals started to happen for the Thunderbirds. In fact, that was 100% of their offense tonight was on the power play in the second period in terms of goal production. And a penalty called to Igor Romanow, high-sticking infraction, a minor penalty at 2 minutes at 9:23 of the Flow's second period. That proves to be costly for him, as it's Yuri Pastuka scoring for the second time this season, 151st time in his FPHL career. And an assist to Timofey Smirnov, brand new player in the lineup this weekend, and I think folks certainly see why he was able to join the organization and see what he can provide. He looked very good this weekend, now wearing number 15 for this team. Jan Salak, number 16, provided the secondary assist on the power play goal. So it's 1-0 at that point. Zach White then scores on the power play a 5-minute major penalty, match penalty, given to Milan Brezko. And Brezko was ejected from the game for that match penalty. So he leaves, and that puts 5 minutes on the board. It's a major penalty, and so it does not come off the board when a goal is scored, if a goal is scored, and goals were scored. So that stays on the board, and the Thunderbirds able to strike twice on that same penalty. So Zach White scores at 17:09 of the second period. Gus Ford and Jacob Schnapp assisted. Good to see Schnapp back in the lineup. He served a 1-game suspension in last night's game from a scrum and an incident from the previous weekend here on home ice against Columbus. So he was unable to play last night, 1-game suspension. He serves it and then comes back in the lineup, makes an impact tonight in his first game back here on the weekend. So he gets the secondary helper. It's 2-0 at 17:09. Liam Blomquist will score again for the Thunderbirds on the power play. 18:34 the time of the goal in the Flow's second period. Timofey Smirnov and Yuri Pastuka. So Pastuka with a 2-point night, Smirnov with a 2-point night, and it's 3-0 at that point in the game. Shots on net in the second period heavily favored the hometown Thunderbirds tonight at 19-11. We go to the third period, and the only goal to tell you about is the scoring play from Justin Daly. He scored twice last night for Blue Ridge. He gets a goal even strength at 13:55, assisted from Nicholas Stucklis and Damon Feruseth. And so that made it 3-1. Certainly, I think, gave the Bobcats a little bit of hope there at that point. They do outshoot the Thunderbirds at 17-8 in the third period and 41-37 overall. But the Thunderbirds were playing really good hockey, I think, tonight. They put together, it's never going to be perfect. Rarely is it going to be perfect, I should say, but you're always chasing that full, complete 60-minute effort. And I think tonight's game is as close to putting together a full 60 as we've seen from this team so far this season. It's good to see them rewarded with the result when they do that. And they got excellent goaltending from Dyson Skinner. I think probably the single best game of the 10 that we've seen from these two goaltenders, with Skinner and Boris Babik essentially splitting time here early on in the season. I think that's a candidate certainly for the best goaltending performance I think we've seen so far through 10 games. He's named the first star, Dyson Skinner is, and deservedly so. Yuri Pastuka is the second star of the night. Liam Blomquist the third star of the game for the Thunderbirds this evening. I mentioned that there's going to be 2 games right here on home ice next weekend. It will be a 7:35 start on Friday night, a 6:05 start on Saturday night, and the PD Ice Cats out of Florence, South Carolina, will visit the Fairgrounds for the second road trip for them this season. Road games number 3 and 4 in this building, as they were previously here last month for opening weekend. Thunderbirds improved to 3-7 and 3-3 on home ice. They are also now 1-2 through the opening 3 games of this season series against the Blue Ridge Bobcats. We'll take one last look at the out-of-town scoreboard report. Scores from around the FPHL this evening. Port Huron wins a 4-3 decision over Indiana. Looks like If it hasn't gone final already, it's showing its third period. Binghamton will beat Athens tonight. It's 5-1, possibly over, but certainly late in that game if not. Biloxi is leading Columbus at 4-3 in the third period, and Danbury over Watertown. That game is still showing as 1-0 through only one period. If you'd like to come out and see us next weekend, we hope that you'll do that and be a part of Thunderbirds hockey. You can find your tickets online at WSFairgrounds.com, Ticketmaster.com, or by calling the Winston-Salem Fairgrounds Arena box office at 336-727-2236. You can also visit the box office during box office hours throughout the week. Be sure to follow the team on social media and stay tuned to the latest news at TwinCityThunderbirds.com. I'd like to thank our production staff here in the building for another great job here on the weekend for tonight's game. Really appreciate it as always. And until next weekend, we will sign off here on the broadcast. We will be back again, same place that you heard or saw this broadcast. We had our YouTube feed up for tonight's game, and the audio partners, WTOB Radio as well. I'd like to thank them. So until next weekend, Kendall Grayson signing off from the Fairgrounds. It is the third win of the season for the Thunderbirds. The final tonight, it's Twin City 3 and Blue Ridge 1. Good night from Winston-Salem.